Hello and a welcome to the Black Friday Ball. We're going to be getting into some great NA Valorant action, and joining me is going to be Vincent. Vincent, how are you doing tonight?
Oh, I'm doing good. I'm having a good time. I am ready for North American Valorant, and I mean, let's be honest. North American Valorant is the best kind of Valorant because it's crazy. Anything can happen, and I'm ready for some electrifying gameplay. First up, we've got WNZ Esports taking on Mishmash Gaming, and honestly, we were not planning on taking a look at these guys, but I'm kind of excited because there's some heavy hitters here, I think.
Yeah, and immediately the kills get opened up there. The Mishmash taking first blood. How are you looking at the lineups here? Because it is fairly similar. With we're going to actually see Sovereignty gets the kill, but Horn gets a reaction, and Alec a reaction on a reaction kill there, but Absent going to be getting some good headshots as Hoodie Ninja sneaks around the side and takes down Absent, making him absent in this round. So Hoodie Ninja is going to see that he's not going to see the pick as Crash. Will be able to pull that headshot off. Just on the walkway here now as well with the recon arrow. Does it see? It looks like he doesn't, but are they going to be able to take both sides? Slim will take down Squealy there, and Mishmash should secure round number 1.
And really great job for Mishmash to just kind of play the trades, play in positions where you at least able to get one kill and then either fall away or even if you're traded out, that's okay because then the 2-on-2 retake works out in their favor, especially off the back of Crash, the headshot and the dart that comes through gives some location information. And the key about that dart, right, is that you don't even necessarily have to see the player, right? But you know that the player can't be on that left side of the site at any point. You know that it's entirely cleared out because there's nowhere that they could have been hiding. So you really are left with behind generator, or underneath the heaven. And so you just have to clear a couple of angles. So intelligent play there from Mishmash to go up 1-0 in this first on this best of 3, by the way. Starting out here, of course, on Ascent, but then we go to Haven and then Bind a Decider if we need it.
I love that there from Crash, and I think that's kind of Sober's job on this map on Ascent is just you throw your recon bolt through from B and then you just shoot from that wall, seeing if anyone's inside connector. Hoodie Ninja, what's he going to look for? Because he might try and look for revenge. Absent though, he does get the recon bolt. Horn going to be able to pick one off. Slim gets himself another kill, so it's going to be a 4 versus 1. Hoodie Ninja in the mid, he's going to be taken out here. Slim will get the pick.
I just love to see Hoodie Ninja going for like the jump right click like from that far away. Like clearly you're not going to be hitting that shot most of the time, but he goes for it anyway. It's just beautiful to see. But yeah, clean 2-0 start, and now we get our first guns out. Really, it's going to be the bonus round essentially for Mishmash rather, as they keep over some of the less qualified weapons from the prior round on the eco. They're just pulling over a couple SMGs, a Bulldog, and of course that Ares that you love to see over towards B. It is so powerful, that position, isn't it?
Yeah, it's just great. It's one of those, if you don't have something to clear off on the other side of window, there's no real way to push in. Hoodie Ninja with the flash will be able to work himself in though, and then that Ares starts to pump out its ammo. But Hoodie Ninja already making his way forwards. Crash just going to be coming through. Slim, though, is he going to spot the enemy Cypher? Not going to come through the cage. Hoodie Ninja takes down the drone. So they're expecting it. Just inside a boathouse here now. Mishmash do have the defense. But just holding the angle now for a second. WNZ. As the smoke does come out, Absent, what's he going to do? He's not going to be revealed once again. Does he swing out? They're not going to be fending anyone. Is the flash there from Phoenix? He is going to be blind for a little bit. No, we checked it. He gets himself the double.
Stealing sight.
Now coming through the connector. Squealy. They're going to be able to pick off one each, get themselves onto the site, but still, so we're on the back. What's he going to be able to do? Can he get the flank on? It looks like he's just taking himself to the back of site. Yeah, but it doesn't matter. Alec will find the kill. I think this is going to be WNZ's first round of the game.
Spike planted.
Yeah, just Jabba, the solo player, left. And a 1-on-3. It looks like he might be electing to go for this. This is an aggressive push through, but I guess you have the bonus weapons, so maybe the thought is like get a kill or two, put the economic situation on not as ideal, and then you try to get out with either your life or recover a weapon. Would be the thought process. And indeed, Jabba not actually going for this, just looking for some exits, just looking to do some economic damage. But
yeah, Riz is going to push up the stairs. He's going to be able to get it, gets himself one. To shoot through the boathouse isn't actually going to connect there onto Jibber. He throws out the flash. It looks like he's just going to be able to pick himself up a Vandal and maybe look for another 1 or 2 exit kills. He's not going to be able to get the pick. Will the bomb finish the job? I think it doesn't go off yet. Everybody gets out just in time.
Yeah, good to get out there for the rest of Mishmash, and that was a good idea from WNZ. Honestly, like the strategy there wasn't bad, just a little bit mistimed. So you saw the 2 players came out of the main position over towards B just a little bit too early. You gotta wait for the mid pressure to come through, because I don't think anybody on the defense was really even aware of that mid pressure, so they weren't bothered. They were just taking the fights like you normally would, and so you need to just wait that timing out a little bit more if you're WNZ, and catch those mid players as they're pushing through, the market position.
Yeah, and how do you feel about, like, say, both lineups here? We didn't get to talk about it in the first round, but it's a very similar lineup, but WNZ opting for the Raze, whereas Mishmash going for the Jet. You know, how do you think that difference plays? Haunt gets the pick, so we're going to see how that plays 1 versus 1 in the mid. But overall, how do you think that affects the lineup here for both teams?
Honestly, with the Jet and the Raze, I think it comes down to comfort picks. Jet is just incredible here with how incredibly awesome ops can be just on a sit in general. That being said, if you're comfortable on the Raze, play it.
Cuba's going to be able to get himself 1 Horn still, though, on top of Heaven. Does he get a pick? He's just a little bit too short on the swing there. Looking for the side behind Generator, though. What are they going to go for the defense here? Squealy might actually go straight for the plant. It looks like he will. On top, that Horn will get it through. And Sovereignty gets taken down. Squealy underneath 1 drops down. He doesn't get the pick, and Jiba will get the trade there. Hoodie Ninja, though, just on mid. It looks like on Catwalk, he's going to be able to find that 1 pick and then just run himself away. Yeah, just going to back himself out. He takes a little bit away from the side of Mishmash. Just a little bit of money. But overall, another good round here for Mishmash.
Yeah, unfortunately, Hoodie Ninja just a little bit too disjointed from the rest of the attack, and honestly, great patience coming through from Haunt in particular there on the Heaven position with that op. You just no reason to peek into it, no reason to gift over kills to your opponents. Just let them walk into the site, and they took the gunfights and ended up losing them once the utility was bled away. And so just intelligent, patient play coming through from Mishmash here in the early stages of this half puts them up at a 3-1 scoreline already.
Yeah, you can see WNT are going to rush through here. They take down the recon bolt. They just want to get themselves quickly onto site. There is a backup site player, though, from Mishmash. He takes down 1. He gets 2. He's going to be able to get any more. He gets 3. Can't go any further as Squealy eventually does get the trade onto Crash. And Sovereignty gets the plant out, but it's going to be a 4 versus 2 in Mishmash's favor. Is that the paranoia coming through there as well? Jiba gets 1 trade. He's going to be able to get the flank through as Jet flying high. And Jiba, that distraction there from Haunt paying off. Jiba does get the kill. And eventually Mishmash will get the defuse.
I mean, you really just can't allow Crash to pick up 3 there. That's really the end of the conversation. You have to be able to trade Crash running into that site. He's the sole player defending B at that time, and he's able to pick up a triple kill, and just incredible stuff from him to find that without getting traded. But that's just a little bit of a mistake, I think, from WNC. Nonetheless, they do have some weapons to come into this next round with, and that means a potential round on the board for them. They were able to get 1, but not able to string them together. And so now, with that, the economic situation is starting to get a little bit out of control, and WNC needs to put the kibosh on it if they want to get anywhere here in this half.
Yeah, and Crash going to go for just a straight, it looks like mid-arrow. On the recon bolt. Alec going to push through the smoke. Oh no, just backing off. There is no one really to trade on this mid. There's just going to be a Cypher camera there to spot out. But everyone else pushing through the A. Horn gets 1 and then it immediately dashes away.
Oh, it's the beauty of the Jet right there. Just showing off why Jet is so effective with the op.
Yeah, and Squealy, he has actually got himself through mid. There is going to be another smoke coming through from Omen. Where's he going to go with his space? There's going to be the door being shut, though. Squealy needs to get himself away. Yeah, the camera eventually spotted him out. Ooh, shows. I think that's actually just a little bit short, so now Raze has to fire off his ultimate just a little short. Absent. Trying to rotate around. Alec, if they do break down the door now as well, GB gets himself another kill on Shallow. Hoodie Ninja though, oh, trade crash. He's
30
able to get that
seconds
second
left.
kill onto Hoodie Ninja after he
Enemy
takes down his own Omen. And it's just going to be this 3 versus 1. Only Raze left with the AWP, and it's not going to be enough as Jiva will be able to find that pick onto Alec.
That was terrifying. I thought maybe for a second that Alec might have been able to pick up a collateral. That would have been insane, because then it would have been possible to get the 1v3 clutch. But nonetheless, round still goes in favor of Mishmash. And WNC, they maybe need to rethink some strategies here, because clearly what they're doing is not really working against Mishmash. The aggression coming through from Mishmash, like we just saw it from Haunt there over towards A, was just working out so well. And Haunt has been quite dynamic with this op, and that's been a real nail in the side for this WNC squad.
Yeah, there's going to go the Boombot onto the site just to try and push this one in. But Hoodie Ninja is going to try and follow Alec. Alec did get taken out though. And it looks like he's just going to slow this down here, Mishmash this push through. As you see, yeah, both in the doorway here, not taking heaven. So I'm really trying to go for the trade, but it's going to be Slim and Absent getting the kills there. And Absent, what's he going to try and do? Crash finds himself another one. And it's only the enemy Cypher left coming from the B site. All the way through from Defender, though, up in the height. This is going to be a good op shot from... No, it's actually going to be Haunt swapping through onto the pistol to get the kill, though. Just making it a little bit more even, I guess. Thinking maybe, you know, it's a little unfair to go pistol versus op. So, Haunt opts for the pistol, though.
Yep. And with that, I mean, at 6-1, I think WNZ, this is kind of the Alamo here. You need to string some rounds together on your attacker side here on Ascent. Otherwise, it's going to be incredibly difficult. And so this is the time, this is the moment where WNZ really needs to step things up. They've got 5 rifles online, and it looks like they are grouping up for a very standard B hit. But you know who's here. You know who's ready, Rob. It's going to be hot with this off.
Yeah, and you can see, oh, there's going to be a running back, though. He's going to be able to get that. He does take down Hoodie Ninja's ultimate pretty much straight away, and Haunt immediately just pulls himself back from the scene there as well. Now, Haunt, what's he going to try and do? Is he going to try and look through as there is going to be a Hunter's Fury? I think they actually hit 2 or 3 hero players there on the side of WNZ. So Crash with the recon ball still there. It's just going to be a full team wipe, maybe. Yeah, Flawless comes out on the side of Mishmash. WNZ just can't seem to find any ground.
Yeah. And, well, with that, I think we are going to shortly be swapping over games to what we are initially going to be taking a look at. That is, of course, the other side of this 4-team bracket, Wolves of Hell and Roosters. That one's just getting started, so we'll be checking back in. Don't you worry about that, WNC and Mishmash. We're not going to be leaving you in the lurch. We're going to give you some information about that as that goes on. But, Rob, first map, it's Icebox in this best of 3 series. And by the way, it was Roosters who picked this. And I have never seen an Icebox pick ever just yet. So first time for me, at least not picked. I've seen it played, but as a decider.
Yeah, I've always seen teams dodge away from Icebox. It's just one of those maps that... Obviously, it's the freshest map, it's the newest map. There's still spots that people are unsure about, players are unsure about, not sure what compositions team want to run. So actually seeing this as my first competitive Icebox match, I am really interested to see what both teams run. Obviously, you've got the Jet for the mid boost there on like the walkway up into kitchen that Jet can get on top of and get another vantage point out from. Cypher, there's loads of alleyways Cypher can drop those tripwires down on to try and slow pushes down. And I'm actually going to like seeing this map and being able to cast it as my first exposure to this map. You know, it's going to be a real learning experience for me.
Yeah, I kind of feel the same, but I mean, honestly, this Roosters squad, I'm pretty excited to watch them. I think that they have the potential to be taking it all the way to winning the finals here tonight, and honestly, they have shown some incredible work. I mean, I genuinely didn't expect the Icebox pick because they don't necessarily tend to favor Icebox, but clearly they've been practicing, and they've got some serious players to contend with. Not to mention, they played in all 3 of the First Strike qualifiers, and the only teams they lost to were top 50 ranked in North America. Like
Really?
these guys, yeah, are quite serious. They lost to Orglis, who has the likes of Dazzle and Celsius of Swole Patrol and Singularity, and then Ethereum and Shiba. So like all very strong teams, and so you would kind of expect that to happen. Whereas Wolves, they are a good team. I actually saw them play in the OTC Valorant Open 2, where they lost in the grand finals, but it's going to be a difficult one for Wolves, I have to admit.
Okay, well, it looks like Brewster's just setting up the team now and coming through. What are they going to be able to do through onto... It looks like they've just got the site here. Yeah, on the side of... I think the team's either way around. Is it
Spike
Wolves
planted.
on the attack and... Okay, I was thinking that red names on Roosters, never mind. So Roosters are going to be able to take that site, and then they just get the instant wall off to stop this push in. Oh, just the little gap in the wall. And there was damage onto Reina there now as well, but on the rafters, was he going to be able to do paint shot to take down Trist? Another smoke comes through Kebley though, just keeping himself hidden for now. As Kebley wants to try and push onto the scene, there is going to be that Viper wall up though. He's going to get through himself, paint shot. Just going to go for the rush through it. He's going to be able to get that final kill.
One enemy remaining.
Onto Jet. Jet gets the trade. So only Jet and Omen left. Arco.
One enemy
What's he going to try and do is the Paranoid does fly through onto Arco. He still finds the pick, but his time is ticking away here. He's going to try and bait out that defuse. Pros don't fake, but maybe this time he doesn't have the time for it. And Arco does get taken down there in the end.
And Ban with that triple kill is one of the players to look out for. Statistically, just an incredible player. Teaming up with the likes of Shora on this Rooster side, really standout players that I'm going to be watching throughout this best of 3 series, and thus gives Roosters the first round of the game.
How do you feel about this pickup here from Ban there? Because he got the 3-1-2, he's gone straight for the Vandal into the full armor as well in the second round. That leaves him with no money left if he does go down in this round.
I think it's okay for like one player to do that. It's kind of your just insurance policy, right? In case things start to go sideways, you guarantee that you have like the weapon advantage in case they buy in, right? So if one player does it, not so big a deal. If you see more, then you get dicey.
Oh, Arco, there was a high advantage. He throws at the flash, but not quick enough as Neprix gets the kill, and Shora takes down Pain Shot. Live 1. There is going to be Panda still on the site. Now, the smoke comes out, though, from Sage.
One enemy
Shora is going to go for the planet. Yeah, Ban's going for the rotation behind. He's looking for the flank.
Planted.
He's going to be able to find out Panda. Panda's the only one left. He's going to try and go for these pistol kills, but Neprix able to trade it off with the SMG.
So as we get into what will be the first gun round, I am a little bit curious at the picks coming through from Roosters. It's clear that they have a plan here. They've been practicing if this is their Mac pick. And so the Viper is interesting because we don't see a lot of Viper. Same with Sage. You don't tend to see a lot of Sage right now. Not a very meta composition, even though it can work. And so I think that the Sage is clearly to cut off some angles, especially over towards A. If you get into the site and then you can clear off some of those angles just with a wall initially, it's so powerful because there's so many angles to try and clear over towards A. It's seemingly impossible at times.
Yeah, and it looks like Panda, he's going to hold that recall for now. There's a slow push, but Reina right underneath him. Panda might be in a little bit of trouble there. So, Live, he's going to be able to see. He's got himself an op. There are people pushing up, but they've gone for the height advantage. Trist does take down Arco. And Live and Paranoia, it's going to be Neprix with the golden pain shot, and Live can't flick quick enough, and Neprix gets himself a double. Panda in the kitchen, where he might be able to feast on a couple of kills.
Spike
Just starts to
planted.
move himself out. He sees the Reina, gets the headshot out, and Trist gets taken down there. Kebley coming up behind to back up his teammate. It's down on A site. It's going to be a good smoke coming through from the Omen boat. There is a recon bolt. He finds one more. He's got himself 3. Can he get himself 4? Looking for a good 2v2 here, but there is an ult, so he needs to close down the distance and give the advantage there to his Vandal instead of through with that operator.
And of course, it's Ban with that operator. Was the triple kill there and the pistol as well.
Oh, if he did just hold it for a second longer, but he does get the pick onto Panda, so Panda, that kill spree is going to stop there, and Ban gets himself a double to end the round.
Yeah, Ban clearly just stepping up, and I mentioned it is a standout player for this team, and really showing that is the case here in the early stages of Icebox. Up 3-0, our Roosters over the Wolves, and well, at this point, I think on the defense, you need to take a think. You need to determine what's happening, because it's the slow default pushes from Roosters that are really finding success, and so a lot of utility being thrown out in the early stages from the Wolves, and I think that they maybe need to hold back a little bit or decide to get aggressive, maybe push 1 or 2 players aggressive in one particular angle in order to get some information early in a round.
Here.
Olivia's going to dive away from that. Didn't actually end up getting hit, and it looks like once again Roosters are just going to make their way to the A site, but pretty much, well, no, the resistance starts to come in as the flank from Arca as well as the Omen, but Kevly trying to do what he can to delay. He's going to be taken down there by Neprix. The trade is out. Ban gets the shot into Pain Shot, and that is really a Pain Shot. Ashura takes down with 1. So, Arco sees the dive away from the Jet, but what's he going to be able to line up here? He does have himself a Sheriff. He's got a couple of targets unaware, but he hasn't taken the shot just yet. As the push coming through, Roosters, they want to clear behind them now as well, and it is going to be Naprix, but he's facing the wrong way. Arco just taking his time, gets 1 shot, but is he going to be taken down? He gets 2 from Sage, but eventually, Ricka Bonkers, what a name, will take down Arco.
It is a great name, isn't it? Arco Bonkers. I do love that one. But, yeah, Arco wanted to play it a little bit patient. Maybe played it a bit too patient, if you ask me. But nonetheless, did pick up a couple kills. Kept the money interesting. By the way, over on the other semi-final, we are sitting at 12-1 in the favor of Mishmash Gaming. So that aggressive start for Mishmash not stopping, and doesn't look like it's going to stop at all, as they are just about done with that first map on Ascent. But back to Icebox, we are, as it is 4-0 in the favor of Roosters. Wolves of Hell, they've got to start to bring a couple of these back. We've got to figure something out, and right now, Ban, he's been a thorn in their side. He's been the player to step it up.
Yeah, it looks like Sage on the start of Roosters, they're just clearing and coming. They are pushing out onto the site though, and Neprix, he gets the clone trade onto Pain Shot. But there's Kevly just again making himself through slow. As the Hunter's Fury will start to fly through here from Panda. But did he catch anyone of that? He did get a couple of them. Neprix just behind the wall now as well. What's he going to do? He throws out smoke. Liv's going to be able to get the shot to Triss. And Panda gets a blind one onto Neprix in his own smoke. The Viper wall will be put up.
Joke's over! You're dead!
Kibble, is he going to be able to do here with another cage being dropped? The running back there from Arco will be brought out. Bang gets the kill, but it looks like a defused Kevly in all this chaos. No, he still gets taken down. Shura with the peace of mind to actually just spam onto the bomb. Knives being traded there. Both the X-Shot gets the kill, but it is going to be Liv. Gets 1, he gets 2. The bomb will still explode. And I think Rickabonk is not quite safe.
I was going to be impressed if he somehow was not killed in that position. But nonetheless, not able to get away with his life, but does get away with the round victory. And so it's 5-0. There's still a big fat goose egg up there for Wolves. They are struggling a little bit here. I think that realistically what this is coming down to is map knowledge, is the ability to just get onto these sites in a manner that is seemingly uncontested. I mean, I realize it's not, but from the outside looking in, it really does just look like they're walking in and just finding people without their guns out. Nobody's ready for the pushes, and I think there's a map knowledge difference here, to be completely honest with you.
Ooh, Lives, he's got the lineup. He takes 1, he's going to be able to get 2. No, Trisk is going to be able to take him down. Yeah, I think what to say, because Icebox is strange. Mathis Kevly tries to get the kill, but Trisk is too quick for him. I'm just holding him back with the Sheriff. He gets 1 headshot. He's got the recon bolt there as well as the reveal, but Shura will finish the job. Yeah, but like you say, the Icebox is this map that it's a little bit different from the rest of the VALORANT maps. It's literally, you are literally on top of each other from the get-go. So if you're, like you say, running out with your knife out, if you're running with your pistol out instead of your main weapon, like you say, you could just be, 10 seconds into the round, someone's face-to-face with you, and you're at a disadvantage because they've got the, their main weapon out, and you're running with a knife or a pistol.
Yeah, knowledge of the timing's key here for all of this. And well, in addition to that, it's been just good shooting, honestly, from Roosters. They've been doing very well and finding the kills where necessary. And to be honest, I mean, the likes of Live been trying to step things up, had a triple kill in a prior round, but didn't really end up getting the victory. And sometimes you need those round victories.
Yeah, Trisk will be taken down. Panda there actually went, but Ban once again trades him. Ow, oh, Live! That is a cracking headshot from that distance. Gonna be able to take it 3-4 Roosters now. At the disadvantage pain shot though, he actually gets
Spike planted.
missed by the op, which counts himself lucky there. Everybody gets one as pain shot will be taken down by Rickabonkers in the end. Live throwing its cloud bursts. Well, you're gonna be able to see Ban though with that op shot. The wall comes up just in time, but he still needs to be careful as Ban actually played it out. Got the Vandal up, and Arco will be taken down. Ban gets himself a quad kill in this round. As we hear, Mishmash has actually won that first game 13-1.
Yeah, I don't think we're really surprised at that one based on the information we saw just before. But question will be, can WNC pull it back in map 2? We'll find out shortly. But for the moment, I think Wolves, they do need to start thinking, because this is starting to look very similar to that first game for Mishmash, because Roosters, they're 7-0. And even if, you know, it is a best of 3 series, it's not as if you lose one map, you're out of it. But Wolves, they need to stay mentally in this. This is a mental game as much as an actual game where you shoot heads. So you have to stay in the game mentally, and well, Pain Shot's doing just that. That shot on a ban, that's the star player taken out for the Roosters.
Yeah, oh, trying to go for the wall bang there, but Rickabonkers will be able to trade out Panda, as Panda can't shoot into the tube. Now Pritz gets the counter Kevly, and Liv just at the top of the tube will be taken down there by Triss. Those head trades, man, you know, a couple of pixels, but that's all it takes to get the kill. Pain Shot is going to be able to find the Rainer. Is he going to be able to get 2 out of this? No. Shura with the distance trade gets the kill, but Pain Shot doing well to even take the Rainer there. Unawares.
And look at how Roosters manipulated the rotations in that round. That was so incredible. The first kill came from Pain Shot on the A side of the map, right? Or the B side of the map, rather. But then that caused some rotations because of the mid presence from Roosters. They caused rotations to come over from A and then immediately hit A aggressively. Nobody was home. There was just the one player there, and it was an absolute brilliant play from them to pull rotations as effectively as they did, even after losing the initial pick of the round.
Yeah, and I think this round you can see that just the weapons disadvantage. Though from the height, though, Livia's going to be able to get another kill there. Pain Shot's trading it out, so that's 3 rifles on the floor. 4 rifles. Pain Shot gets himself a triple ban. He's going to be able to take down Liv. The knives are out now as well. But the paranoia comes out, and Ban is forced to retreat. There is going to be a flank coming through, but Phoenix, what's he going to be able to do? Because Ban pulls out the knives once again. It's going to be a 4 versus 1 as the walls start to close in. The agent's there as well, just spamming through the smoke. Ban, the drone, I think he's actually went at the wrong time, but it doesn't matter. As Pain Shot gets himself just so many kills in that round that I was looking at it going pistols and 1 SMG up against Vandals. That's a clear win there for Roosters, but Wolves, they get themselves the first round on the board. And is this the comeback, you know, or is that a little bit too soon to start saying that, you know, we're going to see a Wolves with a 12-round run here?
Yeah, I think it's a little bit too soon to say. That is a little bit difficult, but still, I mean, this is where I think you need to start stringing a couple of these rounds together, because one round here and there off the back of what was an incredible quad kill from Pain Shot, sure, you know, you love to see that, but that's not super replicable. You can't be expecting that every round, right?
Well, I mean, you can hope. As Triss gets the kill, he just gets a little bit of a vision there, but isn't able to get the kill through the smoke. We are down to a 4v4. Trisk trying to push in onto the site. Can we get the kill onto Neprix though? Trisk gets himself one and immediate away. Shura. Give me the advantage, but it doesn't matter. Trisk is there. The Empress is up and she is taking control.
Spike planted.
As Trisk, the plan is out and it's only Pain Shot left. 3 versus 1. And a dream here from Pain Shot. He got 4 in the last round. Can he make it another, at least triple kill here for him? Shura's going to be able to get the kill. Nope, Shura shuts that down immediately as soon as he shows up. Shura just says, no chance, claims that kill.
Well, Rob, you said that they can hope, but I think they need to start praying. if they want the likes of the Pain Shot 4K to be the saving grace in this game, because at the moment it's just not looking likely. 9 rounds for Roosters. It's just domination here on their attacker side, and Ban is sitting at 16-5, by the way. Just doing incredible work with this op, but started it out strong on the pistol round. Had a 3K there. It's just picking up multi-frags like they're candy. Absolutely not bothered at all.
Yeah, I like how Penshot's taken this alleyway because... Oh, there's going to be Trisk in the tube. He gets the kill onto Arco. The Hunter's Fury flying through there as well, but I don't think it actually did a whole load of damage. Maybe a little bit of spot and a little bit of information. It's live. It's just forced back. He's going to be able to see the kill onto Reyna. Trying to go for the wall bang, but that's not going to be enough, and then throws out the Cloud Burst. Just trying to immediately dash away. And Panda does actually get the kill onto Trisk on the walkway there. Rika Bonkers with the trade onto Painshot. Live still holding this operator. Just trying to see if anyone's going to come behind. As Panda will be able to push through the hut. Shura, man, it's been ages since I've seen a Sage game that I completely forgot. She's got the race. She immediately brings back that team advantage. And for some reason, Neprix in the defender spawn is just like, yeah, this is my spawn now. I live here. Do your best to get me out. Panda going to try and push in, but with the paranoia up, it's going to be hard. So again, a 2 versus 3. Shura gets the plant. Ban! Takes down Panda with the op. And once again, Liv with an op and a dream. I think you just save this. You know, I think you run back to Snowman. Just keep yourself safe.
Save certainly is the right call. The difficult part about this save, though, for Wolves, is that you're down what will be 10-1. And this is kind of... I don't want to call it the point of no return, because you can come back from this sort of deficit, but it is so tough to come back in this way. And so with the domination the Roosters have been showing, not to mention just Van, I think that that's probably not so possible. So for me, I do think that Wolves maybe need to reset mentally. They maybe need to just say, okay, listen, this ain't our map. We didn't pick it. You know, it is what it is. So we're gonna roll into our next map. That'll be Haven, which Wolves did pick, and then roll from there. I'm not saying you give up on the map, but that should be the mental note that you take coming through at a 10-1 scoreline like this, Rob. That might be the way that you should play it.
Yeah, it is a best of 3 after all. This one's a warm-up, and you know you're gonna win the next map because that's your map. So just treat it like just treat it as a warm-up, you know. Or they could just try and alternatively, you know, the better strategy is just kill Ban at the beginning of every single round. And then, you know, the star players out, and that's easy then. I like this. Ban, though, is playing the verticality of the map out, and it looks like that... Oh, Painchuk is killed there by Neprix, but yeah, that's something that there's so many angles for Roosters, both Roosters and Wolves to come from. As it looks like Arco is going to be able to get a kill. He wants to run it back coming through, so Arco is still alive. Just back himself out there of the container. Panda getting shot through Viper's wall. I'm sure we'll be able to get that plant down there as well as the Viper's pick comes out. But it's Panda! He tries that off, so immediately the pick gets taken and broken apart. Panda gets himself 2, but I think there's a plant behind coming through from him. Yeah, sure, with the rotation through the container. But the trade comes out from Liv. It is a 2 versus 3. Let's make that a 1 versus 3 in favor of Wolves, and it might be this time. Oh, inside the kitchen, it doesn't matter. Arco can save his teammate, and this time Wolves rip apart the Roosters.
Yeah, Wolves have finally made it into the hen house, and it's all blood all the time if that happens. But they've not been able to get in there for very often and just get to 2 rounds in the half. That is something, but it's going to be a difficult claw back, especially when Ban has like double the kills of everyone else on the server. Like the most kills other than the 17 on Ban is 10. Like the man is just popping off, and you know, sometimes that happens. You have to accept that. And right now, Roosters, if that continues, probably going to be taking a map number 1 in the best of 3 series. But on the attack now are the Wolves, and Roosters go to defense. You know, Rob, I don't think that I've had enough time to really determine whether this map is attackers or defenders sided. Like when I play in ranked, right? First of all, I'm not at this level, and second of all, you know, it's kind of random. It depends on what's happening, and I haven't seen the map enough to know if we're. So it could be just that this has been figured out by Roosters, and it's just very attacker sided. Who knows?
Yeah, they are going to be able to see. The rotation on top of Tube there, coming through. Neprix trying to defend the A site, but Bonkers, he's going to be able to take down Liv. He's trying to go with the right clicks here from the Classic, but he just can't get that range. But he is keeping the Jet busy. Finally gets that kill onto Liv. Panda, they are going to try and push onto site here. The slow comes up from the Sage, and Shura up on the rafters. What's he going to be able to do? He just got a quick glimpse of Panda, and then just get the trade out to Roosters. They are keeping control of this map, even on the defense side. I say that paint shot. He gets the kill. They take down the Sage now as well. Kebley gets himself a double, and it's going to be a turning fortunes around a 2 versus 1. Triss, the last one alive, though. They get a spot out on paint shot. Picks himself up another triple kill, though. And Triss just couldn't take control at the end of that round, which you don't really expect in a 2 versus 1 situation. So Wolves, maybe it is attacker-sided. I wouldn't know, because every time I play this map, my entire team just rushes it mid. Attackers or defenders. That's it. It's just that everyone goes mid map for at my level on the European servers. Apparently, I wasn't informed, but that's how everyone plays it.
Yeah, hey, listen, in your defense, I also was not informed of that, so who knows? But nonetheless, it is interesting. Now we've got kind of a game. I mean, Wolves, they still have a long way to go. This is not one yet, but possibilities now for a comeback. This pistol round was important. Now the anti-eco, you got to make sure you walk away with this just fine, but, well, that's not really a way to start it. Now it's...
No, going 2 down. Triss will be traded off eventually to pain shot, but yeah, immediately losing to Arco. Okay, it is now a 3 versus 3, and you've got to say Wolves are looking a mite healthier, though the heal comes out onto Jet from Sage. Bonkers is rotating around, but everybody on the side of Wolves has pulled back off. They might pull the old just fake out, rotate back to B, which is only Sage available on that side. Yeah, pain shot. They are taking it slow, but the wall's up. They can't get themselves through this alleyway without going vertical or breaking through the wall, which is going to give the positions away. It's going to give time for Ban to push through mid here as well. Maybe look for another pick if you can see through the Viper's wall. The wall does come down. Doesn't reveal anybody. Sure, just playing it back here next to just kitchen and hallway there. Pain shot wrapping around long.
30 seconds
yellow
left.
Container. Sure, holding with the Sheriff. Doesn't get that shot, but does a little bit damage to the Phoenix now as well. So Arco to push it in, but Ban, he gets one. Can he get any more out of it? It's going to be a good flash coming through from Arco. Push through the blind. Is there the Jet traded out, but Shura makes sure to secure the kill onto Arco. And the defenders, Roosters, win this round. And looking 2 rounds off winning this, taking the game number 1. But like you say, this is just, it's the first game. It's an opener. You know, you've got to calm your nerves and just set yourself up. And looking into the second game, where Wolves potentially should be able to do a little bit better, because like you say, it is the map. What do you do for the rest of this map? Even if it is 2 rounds, you just, you know, make it a little bit of fun, maybe practice with the guns you're not so used to at the minute?
You know, I actually think it depends on the team. So I've heard teams, you know, that just say, listen, we're basically just, you know, running it down mid, so to speak, for the rest of the game if we're fully out of it and we just want to mentally reset. I'm not a big fan of that. I feel like it's kind of a cheap out, but nonetheless, it kind of depends on your team. And so some teams have different strategies. Most of the time, it's just a matter of getting comfortable, not letting yourself get tilted, making sure your comms are healthy, and making sure that nobody on your team is really going mentally into the drain, because that's what's dangerous for map number 2.
Yeah, I get what you mean. You know, you don't want those raging teammates as Liv on top of the tube. The push comes up though. Oh, Neprix. He's got a decent angle there on Arco, but I don't think he actually saw him through. 2 in the tube. Kebley trying to push through, just backs himself away, throws the cage out and short, does get the kill onto pain shot. On top of it as well, Liv gets taken down by Ban, so the clone trade there coming out in favor of Roosters. Panda.
I was gonna say, I wanted to mention that you see how slow everything's happening here with Panda just kind of chilling over towards the site. They needed to be more aggressive here, otherwise they see
30
the
seconds
rotations.
left.
They're incoming. There's no more time.
Yeah. Yeah, the game has been, just in this last round, it's been slowed right down in this last minute or so. Oh, the trade Neprix, he gets a couple of shots out. And Panda, real low. What's Kobley going to be able to do? The paranoia does fly through. Sure, gets the kill into Arco, actually. As the
10 seconds left.
Will be destroyed.
1 enemy remaining.
Yeah, the last 10 seconds. He's going to get a little bit mental here now as well. Kebley gets one. There's only... Yeah, okay, you wouldn't have been able to get the rotation as Reyna was rotating through the attacker spawn
Match
anyway,
point.
so there was no time to get that kill, not to get the plant. And just having a little bit of fun with it there, it looked like Kebley.
Yeah, I mean, and so what my point was there, right, is that the Wolves waited so long that they added another player to Roosters roster called Time, right? So they were not only working against every player on Roosters, but they were also working against the clock. And so that really just spelled defeat for them because they needed the time before those rotations that kept coming through. They needed to be pushing onto the site, could not wait any longer, and so eventually was the nail in the coffin there at the very end of the round.
Yeah, sure, going to be shooting through her own wall, takes down that recon ball. It will spot a position, but it's only going to be one thing. As Ban, well, it's going to be a trade out here as Tristan. What's he going to be able to do? He just goes for a runaway. Now the Lay comes out and immediately destroyed. His pain shot will take down the owner of the Lay there as well. Trisk not able to get away from that and not able to re-engage as well. Good team up there from both Liv as well as Pain Shot. Pain Shot going to try and ultimate to the back, but immediately short spots him, gets the headshot. Panda will be able to mark with that. What's he going to be able to do here? It's a 2 versus 3 in Rooster's favor. And once again, the pick comes out that Viper's Nest. Bonkers gets 1 kill. Panda just hanging back. Oh, and that's such great play. Having 2 players swing the same angle at the same time from different locations to make sure at least one of them is going to get the kill there. As we come back to our happy smiling faces, that is going to be map number 1. We are going to be moving on to map number 2. So, Vincent, from that first map, what can Wolves try and take in as a positive into the second game here?
Well, I think that number 1, you can take that map's not the norm. You don't typically see it, and clearly you're not prepared for that in the same way. I mean, listen, I would be very surprised if we had an interview with Wolves and they came and told us that they were expecting an Icebox pick and that they had prepped Icebox. I don't think that they were. I can see from just what they picked, right? They were picking Cypher, they were picking Jet, they were picking Phoenix, Sova, and Omen. That's like the most meta composition you could ever pick. And so there was usually you see some deviations depending on the map. And to me, that says, oh crap, what do we play here? Just pick the meta. You know what I mean? So for that reason, I'm not that worried about the Wolves map. I think that they can pick things up. I think that they can make some adjustments into the second map, which will be Haven. And I've seen them play Haven actually quite a bit. They're pretty strong on Haven, Wolves of Hell can be. But quickly, I want to take a look over back at the Mishmash Gaming side, because guess what? It's just as dominant here on Haven as it was on Ascent. Mishmash Gaming, they are absolutely dominating over the WNZ side, and 9-1 right now, Rob. This is beautiful to watch.
Yeah, I only see it going one way. As much as I'd love WNZ to force it to a game number 3 here, you know, Mishmash, they might be getting themselves a break in before they move on to the finals, which isn't to say, you know, WNZ couldn't win this. It's just, it's going to take a Herculean effort. As Horn, he looks for the shot with the op. He's going to actually miss this as everyone pushing onto mid. Horn dashes away after getting the pick on Squealy there. Going to get himself a double and Omen on top of the box. He would eventually, Alec shuts down Horn. But at what cost is there is only 2 players left, and 1 player left as I say, Jiba gets the kill. So Alec takes it to double figures here for Mishmash and WNZ. I'm not sure what the economy was like there on WNZ for that one. We can see, okay, they've got 4 buys to still come out in this round. Hoodie Ninja just decided on what's good. Right, okay. This is something I want to ask while we have a little bit of a break. NA all seem to favour the Vandal, and EU are rolling on the Phantom. I know Jeeba's got the Phantom there, Crash as well on the side of Mishmash. But in terms of just the matchup between the 2 guns, which one are you favouring? You know, what's the reason between this difference between regions?
You know, I kind of scratch my head a little bit at the difference between the regions in particular, because I can't really understand why the regions are what is the defining characteristic. What I find is that depending on what position's being played, you know, one is better than the other, right? On the attacking side, the Vandal can be a little bit better. You have that one tap potential on the headshot from longer ranges, and so it's important to get that. So with that makes sense, right? But then if you're playing on defense and you're gonna have to spray down multiple enemies at the same time, I totally understand why you would want to go with the Phantom. It's got a little bit more consistent spray control, a little bit more consistent pattern, and it's easier to deal with. And it makes logical sense to me. I'm not sure about the region difference, so that's what's a little bit odd and kind of confusing, to be honest, Rob.
Oh, Serenity gets the shot there through the wall. It looks like his Horn will once again be shut down for this round. Jiva pushing through in the smoke. Is he going to be able to get the kill onto E? Does he get the pick onto Shallow? WNZ. It's a 3 versus 3, but we do have the site as Sovereignty. Crash once again. He's crashing the party and crashing the site. Just looking though, there's going to be one player left at the race. He gets the flick over. He was off the target, but eventually just lines himself up, and Mishmash will be able to take one more round.
Yeah, and well, I'll be honest, Rob. I don't think this is really going to be going any different. So with that, let's swap back over to what I hope is going to be a little bit more interesting game. Right? We've got Wolves of Hell, hailing, of course, from Mexico, by the way, taking on the Roosters, and so for me, this is the map. This is kind of where we find out what Wolves of Hell are made of. Are they able to take it to Roosters, who, like I said, are an incredibly strong roster, and in the first strike qualifiers, literally have only lost to top 50 ranked teams in the world. And so that's absolutely nothing to snub your nose at. They're, by the way, ranked as well in the top 200. So definitely strong opponents. And here's where Wolves of Hell, they need to step things up a little bit. Painshot was showing incredible work in that prior matchup, and I'm interested. Painshot's currently sitting on this Brimstone, not an Omen. That is one thing that Wolves of Hell tend to like to play, as opposed to Omen. They tend to go with this Brimstone, and I think it's an interesting difference because it suggests to me that they like aggressively executing onto sites with those 3 smokes, as opposed to just a couple of smokes that are slightly delayed.
Oh, and Rickabonk is not with the rest of the team, and the Rooster pick there. He's just... It looks like Painshot actually wants to swap over, so maybe we can, get a quick flip of Painshot and Rickabonkers to sort these teams out. But yeah, with the Cypher coming back into it now, do you think that the Killjoy, is that just an agent that maybe was a little bit over-nerfed, or is it just a little bit more meta with the camera, with the cages, just to be playing Cypher in these lineups?
You know, I think it's kind of an either or. It depends on the strategies. What I do know is that Roosters, they do tend to favor Cypher. They've only played in matches that I was able to take a look at. They've only played Killjoy twice, and they've played Cypher 100% of the time. So it's clear that this team really likes to play the Cypher, and that Shora on the Cypher is incredibly good. I mentioned Shora as a standout player. It was actually Ban who was popping off in that prior map, but don't sleep on Shora. Understand that Shora is a player to look out for on this roster.
Okay, so Roosters, how are they going to start this one off with being so dominant in this last game? Wolves are looking for the push in. Ban is in the tunnels. That immediately the recon ball taken care of. Ban wants to go with the right clicks on the classic, throws down the cloud burst now. Is he going to try and push through? Maybe just go for another right click through as a blind fire into the smoke as Triss. Looks like he went for the rotation behind. He's going to be able to get that leech off life. And Triss with the 2, is he going to be able to get... Nope, just gets taken down by Liv. Liv actually opts into the Phoenix this round. Arco gets the kill onto Ban. Neprick still in the tunnels. He's want to slow this one down. It is a 2 versus 2. The paranoid comes through, but everybody's just going to back off on the side of Wolves. And Neprick, yeah, it just helps him get back up the tunnel though. The flash comes out from Liv, but it's going to be some long-range engagements for the side of the tunnels. Liv, does he want to try and shoulder creep this Neprix? Looks like he's going to do, but both of the side of Wolves push out at the same time, so Neprix just backs himself away, gets lucky, and it looks like it is going to be a run it back to the site on C, as both teams, who's going to get there quicker? Both knife out, it looks like. Yeah, preparing for the pistol fire now.
30 seconds left.
As Neprix holds on B, just opening the site up for Wolves.
Spike should go down. I was going to say, Spike should go down, but then where do you go from there? That's the key here for Wolves, and it looks like they're going to be playing it split. This is interesting, and I'm not too sure I love it.
Yeah, let's see. The recon bolt goes down. It is only going to scan Arco there as well. As Liv is playing C long. Just looking for the double rotation, but it's going to be 2 versus 1 on the site. He gets the 1 kill. Arco, what's he going to be able to do? Just glimpses that headshot there. And favorably trading out on top of Neprix.
So the reason I was a little hesitant on that setup is because essentially Arco's just taking 2 1v1s, or hoping to take 2 1v1s. He got lucky and was able to find both of the players separated, right? But if Roosters had taken that a little bit more intelligently, if they had not allowed the 1v1s to happen, then you just basically allow Arco to die and take a 2-on-1, and then it's just a 2-on-1 again. And so that's why I was a little bit hesitant. I was not 100% sure about the strategy there from Wolves, but works out in their favor. So guess that all is just fine. And well, first kill goes their way as well.
Yeah, Panda gets a trade from Window, and Arco will be able to get the second kill onto Ban. Ban just pushing through into Garden there as well, but there was somebody watching the site. The drone's out into the garage, but it looks like Rekabonk is not able to take down Liv, so it's going to be a 2 versus 5. We're going to see another flawless. Neprix waiting close on site, and Shora just trying to bait them in. The cage comes out. Neprix gets 1 kill, so no flawless today. Classic right click, though. They do a decent amount of damage. Shora's just going to be forced back. Oh, another right click with a classic. It's going to be a headshot there as well, but pain shot. It looks like Shora is in close. What's he going to be able to do? He's not going to be able to do as anything. Arco gets that final kill.
Well played from Wolves to pick up their second, and so now first lead of this matchup for Wolves, of course, as they were down initially from the very beginning in that last map on Icebox. But like I said, clearly Haven is going to be a much better map for Wolves VAL, and so they're showing it here in the opening couple of rounds. But this is the buy round. This is where it gets important. This is what happens when you have the rifles out, and it's no bonuses really, just paint shot with the 1 SMG as Neprix gets aggressive here at C-Long.
Yeah, they're going to get aggressive down mid as well. Ban and Trish pushing through. The Leer came out, blasting through the wall. He's actually not going to be able to find the kill. Does a little bit of damage there, though. He finds a couple of shots onto Liv as well as the Cypher. So Cabley just needs to back up. Are they going to see a Phoenix Splash? It comes out. But oh, look at this. Trisk is close. Sees the heart of the Cypher. Trying to go through the shots with the road. Doesn't get it. Oh, Phoenix, though, trying to trade out Trisk. He's still got some life left. 78 and 6 armor. And now just pushes across. The drone is going to be able to see Panda, though. Are they going to see the flank pain? Sure. He's going to try and get the trade. He gets 1 headshot off, but immediately Neprix, he gets the trade outside of garage doors. Can't get the long range kill on there. Liv on Neprix and Ban. Actually the one doing the damage now as well. So the smoke comes out. Panda did take down Ban and then immediately got blinded there by Neprix's smoke. And Panda's all alone in window. He's looking to try and get what looks like another shot through smoke, or maybe waiting for the smoke to fade to try and get out another trade. But the angles are covered, and Panda, he's found himself in the far side, so no exit there. But everybody on the side of Roosters just starting to back themselves away. And I think this round is going to go the way of Roosters. How did you feel about that push out? That was a very aggressive push out in the mid there by Ban and Trisks.
Yeah, I think the push was a right play. Now, I'm not a huge fan of pushing both C long and mid at the same time, because basically if you just lose that fight over at C, then you kind of have put everyone out onto an island, because C is then open for business and everybody can just rush over towards C. But besides that, the mid push was really intelligent because it was a double push. You made sure that you got the information, and clearly knowing where to spam down in that window area was able to get massive damage through the window. And so, well played, honestly, from Roosters. I did just get word that, unsurprisingly, Mishmash 1-2-0 fashion over at WNC Esports, and well, we'll be seeing them in the grand finals. But first, we've got to finish up this best of 3 series where Roosters is up 1-0, and it is 1-2 in the second map. This could be the swing round, especially for the economy of Wolves.
Yeah, Roosters just keep. How do you feel on this map, and especially this map about the fake outs on map? You know, you find a pick onto C. And then the attacking team just pulls back, maybe looks for an A rotation, you know, as the team rotate. Is that something that you see often? Oh, window Trisk is going to be able to get, he gets the headshot to Panda, and then immediately able to get himself away.
Yeah, to answer your question, absolutely. And that's actually very key on this map, because you have to make sure that with 3 sites, you can control rotations pretty easily. And so it's important to make sure that the other team, the defense, is aware you can rotate. You're not scared. You'll run away from a pick.
They've just holding back. There is what looks like 3 in mid. Zarko pushing down A main. But Ban, yeah, forced back into the garage area. Just holding here, though. He does have his shotgun, so if he can get himself close, or if anybody comes in close, Ban should be able to get it. But again, you see Zarko on the map aiming. Oh, Triss gets the kill from mid. So that's going to force Liv 1 dead. It's going to force Ban out. He's going to try and go for the dive. He gets himself 2 with a shotgun. They just couldn't get the angle or get the, you know, the crosshairs on him to take him down, though. And that's a good jump coming through from the jet to find that kill.
10 seconds left.
So Arco pushing out. He's going to be able to find the Cypher, but Chura with the flick calls a flawless.
This is what Roosters needed. That was an important round. And so with the eco into last round Wolves, they do have money to purchase back in, and so they could get into this round pretty effectively. But honestly, it's not been that great thus far. They did pick up the pistol and the follow-up, but the pushes from Roosters in the following 2 rounds have been absolutely incredible, and it's just disabling any attempt for Wolves to get onto a site. They have been torn apart just in mid the last 2 rounds.
Yeah, but I'm going to be coming through with the knives. He's actually going to push through tunnels, it looks like, as well. Maybe look for the rotations. The paranoia, he closes the gap. He gets 1. They get himself 2. No, he misses with the right click on the knives, and that is going to be punished as Panda holds the back corner, and it's going to be a 1-for-2 trade on the side in the favor of Wolves. But just, yeah, diving in, getting so aggressive with the knives, though. I would have thought he maybe would have held back, maybe held a window to look for the headshots, but Ban was straight in. So Roosters, they are down a teammate compared to Wolves, and Wolves are going to be enjoying this. Triss has to back up, the location revealed, and the Hunter's Fury going to be thrown out now as well. Triss has to play the dodge game, trying to get himself out, even with the Empress going. Triss just needs to be careful. Panda sneaking up the tunnels. The fire rate with an Empress is ridiculous for the Vandal. The window, the showstopper's not actually going to work there. Cavalier, though, will get the kill onto Triss. So Netfritz just going to be slowed down by the grenades. He's going to be able to get the trade. He's not going to be able to get it. As Liv pushes into hell. Bonkers with the dart. Does he actually hit? I think he did hit that with the drone. So Netfritz, they're going to try and take this slow to push in, and now it's Wolves still holding that advantage. What are they going to be able to do holding the site now as well? Netfritz, there's not going to be anyone in the hell. He slowly edges into it, but he might come face to face with the Phoenix, and Liv will be coming off worse on that trade. And Netfritz even it up at 2-for-2 now. Kevly gets taken down there behind the boxes on the side of Shore. Panda makes it a 2-for-1, but Arco claims the round on the side of Wolves. They do get their advantage back, even by a round. And Roosters, how is that economy looking? They're still going to be able to get a few buys, maybe even half buys coming out. Triss given a gun. Yeah, it's going to be a full buy coming out. A mix. We've got the Op on Ban, the Phantom on Wrecker Bonkers, and then everyone else going for the Vandals.
Yeah. I will say that I'm a little surprised that Bond came out with this operator, considering the economy. But, I mean, they still have enough money. It's just a little aggressive. Nonetheless, well, speaking of aggressive, holy man. Who can stop this man right now, Rob? Nobody can touch him.
Nobody. Yeah, that was a great pick, and then just, you know, I don't want to say retreat, because that makes it sound cowardly, but a strategic relocation came out there from Ban right after that. Oh, there is going to be the ion cannon being opened up there from the side of Wolves, and it did force across. Worker was able to get the kill onto Rickabonkers. Panda, Triss come through the window looking for a flank, but Panda's there to see the flank on the flank. Gets the kill outside of the garage doors. And now just holding window. What's he going to do? I think he pulled his arrow out just at the wrong time, and now Ban is aware there is someone in there. And they're going to hold this angle close. Did he look away the wrong time? Ashura able to get 2. So it's going to be a 2 versus 3 favoring Roosters, and Arco on the hunt. I say on the hunt, he's actually coming back through attacker spawn as Shora holds that close angle. Shora starting to back off. The cage is out, so Arco, maybe the hunt ends here for Raze.
30 seconds left.
Panda does get the kill now as well. He's onto the site on C, but the spike is down. Arco needs to be quick. 20 seconds on this rotation. Gotta go quick. Gotta do your best Sonic impression to get to the site and get this spike down. How do Roosters look for the retake here?
Well, they do
10
have the
seconds
operator.
left.
That will make it difficult unless Ban
Spike
elects to go
planted.
for a rifle, and indeed he does. So now, very possible. Play the trades. This could be easy enough for the defense.
Yeah, Wolves once again making it 2 versus 1,
One
and
player
Shora gets the kill,
standing.
but the spike is planted down for long. Yeah, Panda will be spotted out. But it's his advantage, you know, he can wait for the fuse sound. Nope, never mind. Shora, with those great headshot skills, gets the kill onto Panda. And like you were saying before, making it 2 versus 1s, even if you initially get that trade, you know, it's so disadvantaged for the guy down C long.
Well, and I could have understood, right, if the Sova had Hunter Suri, right? Because then you don't have to peek. You can just force them off, and you're not even worried, right? Or if you have, you know, you have the orbital strike, right, from paint shot. But that wasn't the case, and so it was clear Roosters made an adjustment based off of that prior time where they played it as 2 1v1s. They saw, okay, well, this time we're going to make sure that we path correctly. We play the trades accordingly, and Shora just ended up winning it out in the end off of a quad kill. Shora was at 1 kill prior to that round, by the way. Picked up 4. What a play.
Yeah, Naprox is actually pushed down C long. The camera comes out immediately taken out by Trisk. It's going to be the double push down with C long and Arco with the Sheriff. Well, he is not in charge in this town. As Panda back onto the attacker's site, being helped there. Paint shot. There is going to be a drone coming through from Roosters. But does it go right on Rickabonkers? Did it just see the foot? I think he's going to go through the attacker's spawn anyway. Yeah, gets finished off. That it's a drone kill, so it's not really finished off as Trisk back to fullish health.
You're out.
What? Through the box headshot? Liv, what are you doing, man? That's a VAC ban. That is a VAC ban. Fortunately, we're not on Steam, so that doesn't really matter. Rickabonkers with the headshot there as well, onto paint shot.
One enemy remaining.
Liv. Check it out, yeah. It's a 4 versus 1. You kind of just close the walls in the on the last player on Wolves. So Roosters once again back in the driver's seat in game number 2. But this is a lot closer, you know, way closer than that last game.
Yeah, though I want to say Roosters, despite the fact that we're looking at a 4-3 scoreline, in the rounds that they win, they've looked dominant. I mean, that was sure an eco round. It wasn't that crazy, right, for the Wolves. But that being said, they were forced all the way back into their spawn for like 30 seconds. It was so fast. The push is so aggressive from Roosters, just forcing them back, making it so that they couldn't play aggressively. And again, Ban with these aggressive picks didn't work out this time, but he's just pushing everything.
Yeah, and you can see Panda was waiting from there, you know, waiting for it to slowly push down the tunnels. He's ready, and Ban, luckily, skillfully got himself out of the way. Sure, holding close. He's going to be C1 coming through the cage, but Liv easily flicks over against the kill and the run it back. It's going to keep him alive, and now, what are they going to be able to do here? It's the advantage is building. The lead's going to be taken down here as well. Trisk, gets the site, lines, he takes down 2. Kevlar gets killed, he gets himself back out.
One enemy remaining.
With Mick himself. Well, it doesn't matter, he's going to be able to get this last on the 1 versus 1. As Liv is trying to shoot through, get another kill through the box. So the Phoenix wall goes up. He's still got a decent line of sight there. As Reyna pushes in, he was holding the angle just a little bit too far away from the box, and Trisk with the flick gets that final kill, making it 5-3.
That was a 5-on-3 on site, by the way, in the favor of the attackers. Wolves had the initial kills. They got the opening picks, but it didn't matter. It was just the retake too strong. This time, Trisk, the player, stepping it up, and it just seems as if Roosters, they've got everybody taking turns. It was Shora 1 round, Ban the next. This time, Trisk, who is making the play, and so it's going to be a bye, but it's a bit of a shoddy one at the moment. Not really everything invested in, actually a bit of a half buy. Not too sure about that one. And Ban's just doing Ban things yet again with the opener through the doors.
Yeah, I like how Trisk might be able to see now. Panda actually retreats and Liv doesn't want to push too far forward. And Rickabonkers is actually going to go straight for the Hunter's Fury here. He gets a spot off. Is he going to be able to get the targets though? It looks like he's doing a decent amount of damage. And that raise taken down. Well, his health was raised though. He's got, or lowered even, should I say. As Cavalier gets taken out by Trisk. But yeah, it's, once again, Wolves are going to be forced back to the attacker spawn. Rickabonkers pushing through. There was no vision from Panda to be able to get the kill. The flash comes out from Liv, but he doesn't actually follow up on that. And that just gives Ban the information here. He's going to swap to the Sheriff. You have the damage deal. Instant headshot on Liv from Ban. Panda just going to hold a close angle from spawn. It looks like he's still not going to be able to get the trade. Trisk, he's just clicking heads. Arco. This time he is going to be able to shut down. The paint shell comes out across the wall. The trade out though. Arco at least making it painful at the end of the round, but the defenders here are going to be able to take another round, doubling the lead 6-3.
So that might have been a bit of a mistake from Wolves, economically at the very least. They had 2 players who bought up rifles into the last round, but not everybody bought. There was 3 players who just bought some pistols, a couple of sheriffs, you know. And now, look what it's done. It's made it so that it's just impossible for everyone to take out rifles, and so you've got a bit of a half buy. It's kind of that quasi buy that we talk about, and it's just, you know, a sheriff on one, an SMG on another, and then 3 rifles to follow that up. And it's just not ideal. As well, no operator, nothing to contest Ban at the moment.
Panda, does he have the angle? Trisk has been holding this quite a few times. I thought Panda might have gone through the shot versus smoke. It's actually just going to be a shot arrow. As Trisk starts to move up. What's he going to do here? Blinded, but only for a second. Tries to shoot through the box. There's not going to be a trade here from the box this time. Liv. Panda, though, he's still in the window. He sees the head. Trisk this time can't click the head. Gets it through the wall. And once again, Rickabonkers with the double collateral through the body, it looks like. Liv does get the trade. Is he going to be able to do what his name says? He's going to try Arco, though, with the Sheriff. Yeah, it was just a little bit too much. And immediately, from being intangible to being dead, popping up right in front of Liv, and Liv was able to get the kill there and carry on living. But it's still a 3 versus 1. The cloud burst. The shot through the wall, it actually tags him a little bit. I wonder if the sound cube gave it away. Ban. Yeah, just holding through spawn. They've
30
got the
seconds
angle
left.
on window as well. If he doesn't check left, Ban might be able to get it. And now the information comes up, and Liv gets a kill onto Neprix.
Going up.
Wall is there. The heal, if he wants to walk himself into it on the other side. But again, look at this Jet. Just holding close window. Looking for any, listening out for any sound cues. But I think he sees the head. The dive away here. What's he going to be able to do? Ban. He bans Liv from this round. Gets the kill, and Roosters 7-3.
I mean, Ban was playing incredibly well in the last game. And I mean, to be fair, Ban's not even leading the server. I mean, it's Trisk who's at 14-8, but it's the way in which Ban is getting these aggressive pickoffs, the confidence that he has to make these picks, and also to not get punished for it is just incredible. And it really goes to show how much confidence Ban has, in addition to Trisk taking a page out of his own book from the last game, popping off just a little bit. And so there's enough money for some weapons, but again, not quite ideal.
Oh, the Hunter's Fury comes out and he's marked by the drone here. How's he going to get himself away from this Trisk? He does not. One last shot, just a shot in the dark there from the Hunter's Fury. But now Shora is in close. The run it back comes out from Liv. And Liv, he's going to live because of the run it back. Rickabonkers with a trade onto Pain Shot, and Rickabonkers with 2. What he's going to be able to do is the Phoenix runs out the flash turret, but it wasn't on the mark. Rickabonkers just holding a close angle. The immolate, though, it's not actually onto Rickabonkers. He's got himself a little angle through the door. Liv will be taking down Neprix. Shooting blind Neprix. He's going to be able to get himself 2. Who gets this final kill? It's a 2-2, both for Neprix as well. The shock down, the recon bolt as well with the reveal. I mean, Panda could get a double kill here. But who goes ahead on kills? It's going to be Rickabonkers with the triple. And unfortunately, Neprix, not this time. As Wolves, they've just lost a little bit of momentum again on Roosters. They're starting to build up. They have become the predators and Wolves the prey. Can Wolves regain the status as the apex predator here, or are Roosters going to scratch them out and take it to the finals? Hopefully, Wolves, I'm enjoying this matchup, so hopefully Wolves can take it to a game number 3. But Roosters are in the driving seat here. How How do Wolves start to pull it back, especially with the lineup that they've got with Brimstone and Raze? You know, what's the plan here for Wolves?
They need to stop playing such default rounds. They're really allowing for Roosters to just walk into them. The aggression, we've seen it throughout. I mean, this is a great example. Just swings on the Panda who's holding mid, gets the kill, and that's the end of it, right? But you need to just maybe take an aggressive position on A or C and just run the execute. Make sure that you have the utility and just run through it and hope that you're not canceled out by an aggressive flank. That's really what you have to do at this point.
This time Arco gets the better of Trisk. Trisk just... Well, there was going to be a trade-off there as well because there was the follow-up from coming through to match up with Arco, their pain shot. So potentially would have seen the trade. Pushing up onto A long here. Ban gets that Vandal back out. He's going to be able to take one. Can he take two? He does. Quick succession and the cage immediately pops. He sees the show, but the showstopper comes out. He's going to do enough damage to Ban. And there's going to be the ion cannon, the orbital strike. But two of them caught in the corners above Ban, though. He doesn't have the ammo in his gun, and Pain Shot just gets the kill. Gets it by the default that Ban ran out of ammo. Rickabonkers with the shock bolt, though, will secure the round.
And
switching sides.
That's not a name that we've been seeing all that often, Rickabonkers. But the absolutely impressive utility usage on the Sova has just been incredible so far from him. And we saw it in not just that last round, but the prior round as well, where it was just dart after dart put in incredible positions that canceled out any potential of a clutch. And so we've been seeing that throughout the half, but it's something that sometimes goes unnoticed, especially if it's not Rickabonkers, following up with those skills, because usually it's not. Sova, one of those players or characters rather that oftentimes is not the one to follow up on their utility, much like a Breach. He can, but it's not always the case. So really great stuff from Rickabonkers thus far on this Sova pick, I think.
Yeah, Liv just holding out the but Kebley on short. He drops a cage. He's going to be taking a little bit of damage. In fact, that's half his health as the camera will be popped. The layer comes out, but was the follow through on this? It looks like Roosters are going to be able to take the push. Kevlar's side, the flash comes out. It blinds him, but doesn't matter. The frenzy was already there, and sure, it gets the kill onto Liv. Arco just holding with the paint shell, though. He might be able to get it with the slow toss or the short toss. So Arco, he does get it with the paint shell eventually. Just holding that window still, but there's going to be the rotation through maybe if Rickabonkers, he did get the kill, so the flank wasn't needed. And Roosters take it to double figures, and unfortunately Wolves this time, they just couldn't keep up the momentum they had in the early rounds, and Roosters once again in such a commanding position.
Truly is a commanding position with the double digits. Up 7 rounds, so they've got 7 rounds in a row for the moment. And so, honestly, I'm not too sure if there was a miscommunication there where Arco was throwing out the paint shells down below to cancel out the plant, but somebody jumped through that window and just kind of like threw their life at the plant. And I think clearly some miscommunication happening. Wonder if Wolves are getting a little flustered.
Yeah, Trist, they easily take the C site. Neprix gets it through the smoke now as the kill through the smoke onto Arco. Panda, are they going to wait for the push? This is just pistols, but Neprix, great angle once again to get the pain shot. Panda will get eventually the trade, but Trisk just immediately replies. And Kebley
One enemy remaining.
didn't even get to sight. Live with the shotty, or the shorty. What's he going to be able to do here? The punch through the wall. He's only got a little bit of health from Ban eventually taken out, but it's going to take 2 shots. But Trisk again. This is something that Roosters have done really, really well, that they just look for the trades. If they have the man advantage, they've always got somebody backing the other player up. And it takes a couple of seconds maybe, but eventually the trades do come out.
Yep, it has been incredible trading throughout this game thus far for the Roosters. And, well, they're 2 away from a 2-0 victory in this series and moving on to the grand finals of the tournament. And with that, I do think that it's really coming down to some well-placed aggression for Roosters on their defensive side. And so now it's just turning into a bit of a roll. This is where, things start moving and you can't really stop them if you're the Wolves.
Yeah, Liv wants to push through. The flash comes out. He's going to be able to find the trade. Reyna was just off the angle there now as well. So Reyna, it doesn't matter. Liv is going to be able to get the kill off the Trisk. And what can they do on the defense? How, if you've just lost your Reyna, one of your top players, and Ban, you just lost your top 2 players, do you just pull back and just kind of look for maybe picks? If you maybe wait for Wolves, it doesn't matter. Wolves is just gonna go for the defuse, Panic trying to shoot through, and just get the kill onto Neprix on the smoke. So, yeah, I take it you just save at this point if you're Roosters.
Well, if you had a more general idea of where the spike was planted, then clearly Roosters clearly didn't know exactly where that spike was. If you had a better idea of it, you could have tried to actually do something about that. But when you don't, when it's planted off to the side, when there's no real way of getting back in, yeah, you have to just give it up, just give it a save, and go into the next round. And so with that, finally, Roosters have been broken by the Wolves. It's been what at this point, I think 9 rounds in a row. Yeah, it had to be 9.
Close,
9 for Roosters, I believe. And so Wolves finally break that off the back of, honestly, a little bit fortunate from them just to not be on the site and get the right kills.
Cool, with the Sheriff pushing out the window. It's gonna be close here now. Reyna, Trisk gets a trade. Just don't let Trisk near windows because he's absolutely lethal. Paint Shot will be able to get that trade off onto Trisk eventually. Ban in the smoke, gonna push out Shura onto the site. Where is the spike? Once again, this seems like Wolves. This is their strategy to C site. They just back themselves away. Look at the retake, and Ban will be taken out eventually by Kebley, but it's gonna be a 3 versus 1. So Kebley, the solo reach doesn't matter. The clone kill comes out, and Shura says, "Not today."
Ban's playing deathmatch at this point. He's just absolutely popping off. Like, he's just pushing things. Like, clearly you would never push that if you're playing that intelligently. But Ban's like, screw it, man. I'm feeling myself. I'm feeling good. I'm looking for headshots, and he picks up 3 off the back of it. Sure, finally gets shut down by the 4th, but it's just the confidence speaking, and it's telling me a story, Rob. It's telling me that we're going to be seeing Roosters take this map and this series, because that match point on the line at this point for Wolves, and it's not been ideal thus far.
Yeah, and we're going to be seeing the knives fly out now as well. Ban, what's he going to be able to do? Can he get close? I'm just going to take a little bit of damage there, but Pain Shot forced back by the Paranoia. Trisk straight onto the B site. You can see the arm with the Empress, but Kebley outshoots the Empress. Does that make him the Emperor now as Kebley takes 2?
I know exactly.
Ban is in close. Akko gets the kill with a shard through the wall headshot. And it looks like Wolves taking control of this. It's not over just yet. Oh, the knives. Off the mark. He's got 1 left, and it was just a complete whiff there. So Ban forced to do it with his weapon. But again, it's a 2 versus 4. It's a 2. Never mind.
It's nothing. It's right into the round, Rob. That's what it is.
I've got to stop, calling out the team balances, because as soon as I do, it's like, nah, we're gonna rebalance, and when more often than not, it's just the round ending. Like, I'm trying to build. Oh, it's a 2 versus 12. They're gonna go for these great clutches, and it's over.
Yeah, I know. It's rough sometimes, eh? Nonetheless, it is 1 round fought back. So, 2 out of the last 3 picked up for Wolves at this point. So, some rounds fighting back, but at this point, it's got to be flawless. Wolves don't have any room to spare because it's still match point for Roosters, as they have got to find out something to do. I mean, Kebley, with a triple kill last round, that was incredible, but that's not the Kebley we've been seeing most of this game. So I'm curious to see if that's going to continue.
Yeah, Kebley, he has been there with the utility, with the like the cages and the cameras, but he's not been picking up the kills. Maybe it's just he's having an off day. Speaking of cages, there will be 1 dropped, and the reveal. Panda's actually not going to go for the kill, but again, the back off of the C site here, Wolves. Maybe just a little bit more comfortable on the retake. Shura on site is going to be able to throw a couple of these tripwires up. Panda gets the kill onto Ban. So Ban not going to be able to rack up the kills this time, and Trisk might jump ahead of him. Which is the thing, this is why he's really getting aggressive. He doesn't want Trisk to finish above him in the scoreboard. For the close kill, Trisk, that's 1. What's he going to be able to do? Akko, never mind, no more kills from Trisk. So Akko gets it through the smoke, and Neprix. But Akko with a pretty decent showstopper. Rickabonkers at the bottom. That shock dart out of nowhere. He Kobe's it and just gets the kill. Rickabonkers makes it a 1 versus 1. He knows where he is, back at the site, and Rickabonkers goes absolutely bonkers, closing out this game 13-5.
That was just incredible stuff to close things out for Rickabonkers, and I mean, that really was kind of the way that game went for Wolves. They just did not ever have anything going their way. The clutches weren't going their way. The opening picks weren't going their way. And the aggression certainly was not going their way as Roosters pushed them back into spawn multiple rounds, round after round. It was just incredible domination. Trisk topping the scoreboard with the average combat score, but it was Ban who had the 20 kills leading the server. And honestly, it was those two players who told the story on this map, but it was Ban who told the story for this series. And so he just had such incredible and dynamic play throughout the halves. This is the kind of opera that you want to have on your team. Somebody who's not afraid to go for the aggressive picks, not afraid to find those aggressive duels, and then is able to get out of dodge, able to get away with their life and reposition, and then be in a very difficult position for the attackers to dislodge in another part of the map entirely. That's the key to Haven, and that's the key to this team, as Ban, clearly the player of the match here for Roosters in this first semifinal. But nonetheless, I'm curious, Rob, what were your thoughts? What were your opinions there? Did Wolves even have a chance? I mean, Roosters just kind of ran away with it.
Yeah, I think there was some good executions to start off with. They showed some great players, Wolves. They shouldn't be dissuaded from anything in the future, because there was some, like I said, there was some great picks. There was just some of the kills that they made, some of the flicks. You can see the skill is there. There just needs to be maybe a little bit more team cohesion. A little bit more work on the communication, just work on those executions. I was a little bit confused that they just, even when the aggression came out, they saw the C push coming. They just seemed to give up C site. Maybe that's something they've not worked on the actual defensive C, or they just, because usually, it's so common just to put one defender on C that they're comfortable trying to just pull back and then go for the retake on C. But yeah, no, there was some great plays from Wolves, and I am looking forward to seeing more of them if they play and it's not past my bedtime, obviously with them being NA.
Yeah, well, it is up. You are up late. We appreciate that. Rob, we definitely do. But nonetheless, we're going to take a little bit of a break ourselves. We're going to go get some water. We're going to get hydrated, and we're going to get prepared for a grand finals that's going to be Mishmash Gaming taking on the winner there, which, of course, was the Roosters. They just were so dominant. And so let's take that break right now. You guys, go get your popcorn. We'll do the same. We'll be right back.
Hello and welcome back to the Black Friday Bowl. We've seen a couple of, well, actually a couple because we jumped around between the two matches. Some great matches, mismatch, proven a little bit too difficult to overcome. And then again on the other side as well, Roosters. So we're going to be seeing a great match of them. And Vincent, we're getting into it now. We are going for it with the two teams that looked fairly dominant. You know, this first match is going to be on Ascent with Mish defending. So Mish looked really strong in that first game. From the clips we saw of that first game, what do Rooster need to do here to, you know, prove that they can go head to head with Mish?
Well, I mean, I actually think that we already know clearly Mish is good. I mean, they gave up 2 rounds total, right? On a best of 3 series. You don't see that all that often. But Roosters are proven to play closely with top 30 talent. I mean, in the North American region. And whilst, you know, that doesn't necessarily sound all that impressive, it really actually is. Because at this level, the difference between talent at that level and like the semi-pros, you know, the people who can get radiant in pubs, it's a very different type of game. You know, it's very different utility uses, very different aggression. It's not all about aim, you know, whilst that's an important factor. This is not only an aim game, and so those factors matter a whole lot. And you know, Roosters playing close against the likes of Sheba really show me that they're not a one-trick pony. Whilst we did see Ban absolutely clapping cheeks and taking names in that first match, you know, I don't necessarily expect that to be the case for this one. We might see a little bit more measured aggression rather than just all-out pushing that we saw in Haven. But nonetheless, Mishmash, I think they have the potential. We're able to get through there, especially because we're starting on Ascent, Rob. Because both of these teams, they really like Ascent. We know Mishmash does because they were willing to pick it in the last map or matchup against the WNZ Esports. But I know that Roosters is 4-0. They have a 100% win rate on this map right now, at least in the games that I was able to take a look at, and they were very, very strong. So I think this is actually a perfect map to get us started because it actually is really going to explain what we're going to see for the rest of the matches and the matchups.
Okay, so Haunt going back for the Jet there as well. Trisk back on the Reyna that we saw. So impressive. Do we need to guess what band's going to play here? Yeah, or is this just going to be, you know, just another Jet? Just another. I say just another Jet game here for him, but you know that's kind of what we've seen so far from Ban. That he just pulls it out the back.
Yeah, I mean sometimes we see Ban on the Reyna, but obviously Trisk picking that up, so it's clearly going to be Jet. There's not really another question mark, and actually there's been swap ups since I last was able to take a look at this team, because to be honest, Netbrooks was prior to this a player that sometimes hopped on the Jet, and now clearly Ban is that player, and there's obvious the reason why he's been playing that to absolutely an incredible effect throughout the matchups so far. And well, we're gonna see if that can continue here on Ascent that is so Opera heavy. I mean, this is quite literally Opera's paradise.
Yeah, and just looking at the difference again, it's a Phoenix pickup versus the Reyna pickup on Trisk and Chiba. We saw what Trisk can do, but is this another map that you can sit? You know, you can go for those aggressive peaks. You can try and get the kill, throw the Leer out, and then pull yourself back. Or does Trisk need to be a little bit more reserved on this map? You know, a little bit more cautious and careful.
I actually think if you're going to pick the Reyna, you need to play that kind of aggressive style, because the Reyna thrives off of chaining the kills together, using the dismiss, using the health gained after getting a kill. That's the key to Reyna, and so if you're not doing that, you're not playing it correctly. And so for that reason, you see the likes of like Scream, right, in EU, doing that to great effect. This is kind of what I would expect from Trisk if you're going to pick the Reyna at the very least.
Yeah, you can see the dive out from Horn, and then immediately Trisk gets the kill, and Jeeba just says, nope, I'm going to back up. Throwing that Immolate down, it did a decent amount of damage. It looks like Neprix sitting on 10 health, but I don't think they were ready for the 5-man there. up on the A main push. Across catwalk now as well. The cage comes out. Jiba keeps backing himself away, taking a little bit of damage down as well. Neprik's still alive, and Ban gets the kill into Jiba. So Tripwire comes out. They're starting to show the defense, even as they get onto the site here on the side of Roosters. But it's going to be absent. He takes down 2 before taken down by Neprix himself. Crash. Up on Heaven. The shock dart comes out, but he isn't even revealed.
Planted.
So Neprix, what's he going to be able to do? He's trying to shoot through the wall here. Looks like he's just going to throw a smoke. It's going to be a 2 versus 3 Slim looking to break the door. He will take it down. But again, it's slowed right down here. He needs to come past window, which... Okay, Mismatch have control of. Crash has to push on Heaven. It's going to be a 3 versus 1. What's he going to be able to do here, Crash? Does he get the headshot? He gets 1, but it's going to be 2 under. Can he push in? Can he get the 1 versus 1 in the middle of it? He cannot. Bonkers just clutches the kill and takes it first round to Roosters.
Yeah, Crash was so very strong in that position last time on Ascent for the retake, but didn't really work out in his favor this time, and not really his fault, to be fair. You know, just didn't get the trades effectively and was left in a 1-on-3. But as the rifles, well, not really rifles, I would say, the SMGs plus some pistols come out for Roosters, they are going to be electing, I would hope, to stay together a little bit in this round. Just play together. Don't be gifting any free kills over to your opponents, and make sure to make them work for this one.
Yeah, we're going to see a B push come out. Oh, the immediate dash through from Jet. Jet's going to be blinded by the paranoia. Still gets the kill here, Ban onto Absent, and then a double onto Crash. So Jiba needs to be quick with these rotations, but you can see already, it looks like Ban's just holding that long angle, even with the SMG. Just looking for the push. He's going to be able to get himself a quad. Oh, ace potential coming through now as well. He's still fairly healthy now as well, but it might be stolen away. Bonkers is guarding the flank, and Haunt. Neprix, he's making a lot of noise, just maybe trying to bait Haunt in. Haunt's facing the wrong way. He comes out with his knife. Wants to raise the Neprix is actually going to run himself back in. As Haunt with the classic right click, not going to be able to take anything up. He takes back. He denies the ace, and then just hides himself in the cloud of smoke. As the bullets start to fly in, he's finding a long angle. Does he take the kill from Neprix here? 1, 2 shots. He's going to be blinded by the smoke. Throws himself up into the air. Doesn't matter. The attackers still get the bomb to explode, as is the objective, and Haunt keeps his life as reward for denying Banner's ace.
Ban is doing Ban things. Let's just be honest. I mean, he's got as many kills as the entire rest of his team. He's got more kills than the entire other team. Like, what? It's 2 rounds and he's already at 5. What a player. He's just been popping off, and it's just incredible. Just a reminder to everybody, Haunt is a substitute for this Mishmash side, so not the main player coming in. I'm not sure who he's subbing for. I didn't get a chance to look, but nonetheless is a substitute, so keep that in mind.
It's round 3, and Ban has his knives up.
Yeah.
The door is going to close. Triss just trying to get a couple of shots through as it does close off, looking for anyone caught. Ban, there's 1 onto Haunt. There's 2 Jiba. Triss going to be able to get Slim. So again, no ace potential here, but still full on knives. What's he going to do? Triss throws the Leah over the wall. It's immediately going to be popped, but Ban, he's looking for the long angle from the first. So they're pulling attention. Triss here now as well. Ban gets taken down by Crash. So, not sucked in here. Both players on the side of Mishmash to that aggression from Trisk. You know, they were keenly aware that there could be someone on the stairs. They take down Ban. Ban's not able to get those knives off. The plan is there. Crash is going to be able to push out. The recon bolt has been destroyed. He's dropped out Shura from underhead. He's going to be able to get one to get himself. Still another player up there. He's trying to spray through, but it's going to be Neprix that claims that last kill.
Just well played overall for Roosters. They go up 3-0 in the first half here on Ascent. And, well, genuinely speaking, this is starting to look a little bit like the domination that we saw. I mean, maybe it's a little early days to be clear, but still, the style in which these rounds are going the way of Roosters, in that Ban is just walking into sites, popping heads, and taking names. It seems like we're seeing a little bit of the same, and Mishmash, they need to figure out a way to shut Ban down effectively.
Yeah, and you can see Roosters, you know, they're playing through the mid. You know, there's no real defense here. They do have the door closed on the side of Mishmash, but Okay, now the split comes out. Trisk starts to move himself away towards the field. Neprek's going to get one. Can he get himself two? He makes himself immune. Trisk tries to get himself out. Again, just dives. And then quickly, Roosters, how quickly they execute that. They pull the attention away from Trisk's. And the rest of the Roosters are able to break the door and get themselves a free B plant. Trisk even put it back towards just outside of the connector. Bam gets the final kill with a classic, and Roosters, that execution was absolutely perfect there from Roosters.
Yeah, just incredible stuff, and another round on the board. It was an eco round, to be fair, so we are into what is the second gun round of this half as the Roosters are on the attack. Mishmash with the defense. Haunt on this jet is going to be taking up this operator. No operator on the other side. And so this could be a difference maker. I'm curious to see where Haunt goes. He's currently sitting over towards Cat, I believe, and maybe looking for some kills through that doorway. But there's not going to be any served up to him because the entirety of this attacker side is pushing A.
Yeah, look at this. The lay comes out once again, blinding the Phoenix, and that's going to be the run it back being popped. He actually gets aggressive through the door save Trisk, which will cost him his life. Jiba just close as the door slides close outside a window, but that's taken control there by Ban, and Crash shooting through. He's going to be able to get the trade. Rickabonk is again taking down both jets. So it's a 2 versus 3, but with control of the site, the drone comes out. Spike's going to go down, and now Mishmash, they've got the hard task of taking the site back with a player disadvantage. The shock dart's going to be flying through, but they don't actually hit into anyone as Neprex. And once again, it's up to Crash. It's 3 versus 1. He's got the recon bolt, fires it through. They're going to be able to get a little bit of information, or he's going to be able to get a little bit of information. But in the end, it's still going to be that player disadvantage. Even after getting the kill onto Shora, the shock dart comes out, the damage onto Crash. He's got 59 health left. He's just going to back himself through, down ramp, and maybe back towards Garden. No, he's just going to go back to defend the spawn. And it looks like he's just going to be giving this round up the way of Roosters.
A little bit surprising, to be honest. He could have used the Hunter's Fury. I mean, sure, like, you want to make sure you get guaranteed value out of it, but in a 1v2, like, you had 60 health. Sure, it's not the most ideal situation, but oh no, Rickabonkers does go down to the spike explosion, and it's a little bit sloppy, to be honest, from Roosters, but it doesn't really matter. They've got plenty of money to repurchase any of those weapons necessary in this round, and it's going to be round number 6 of the half as it's 5-0. Mishmash, they're down, and they look like they're struggling a little bit. Not really going to have the weaponry into this round, especially considering even though they saved the rifle. And so now, it's just a question. Can they put some economic damage down onto their opponents? At the moment, not looking that good.
Yeah, Trisk once again gets the wall bang and takes down Absent. Absent will be now absent from this round. Trisk, again, another double kill. Makes himself intangible. And it's just going to be sure. Double kills all over the place. 1 kill left. In this round, it's not even 30 seconds in. It's going to be nearly over as Jiba was spotted out. From a close angle, though. Takes down Ban, so he's going to be able to get at least 1 trade. But it's going to be the jump coming through from Neprex. Playing that really smart, knowing that there was someone waiting in the offside of Garden for him. So instead of taking it face to face, he decides to, yeah, the jump accuracy would have been there, and it would have been a little bit worse, but he still gets the kill there. And Neprex just closing that round out.
Yeah, Roosters right now just putting on a clinic here on set and showing everyone how you play it. The early rounds from Roosters are really clean thus far, Rob. It's really coming down to if they're playing it passively, they're just playing defaults and they're making it really effective. But if they're playing it, like for example, this round, it's clear that there is a plan in motion from the very beginning and the utility starts going out immediately. And then you just get this execution onto A. It's absolutely beautiful to watch, and it's almost poetry in motion.
Yeah, you could see there as well, Roosters shooting through the mid-arch wall. They didn't even know if anyone was there, and it was actually Haunt that took a lot of damage, you know, just for that. And I mean, it doesn't even waste that much ammo. As Slim trying to shoot through the cage, he's not going to be able to trade out as Ban gets it with the AWP shot now as well. Neprex with the Vandal, and once again, the site of A goes the way of Roosters. So, but yeah, you can see Roosters that they're taking these chances out of the Hunter's Fury now will be popped. He has to be careful not to clip a teammate the Crash. He's going to be able to get at least 1 kill onto Trisk. Haunt with the AWP needs to be careful about shooting through from heaven. From under, because there is a decent amount of penetration there. but everybody's stacking on top of Heaven now as well. The drop comes out. Absent will be trying to grab Rick Bomb because we'll be able to get a kill ban. But the op shot and Shura just cleans out that round, only losing one there in Trisks and Mishmash. Well, it's a mishmash of performances from them tonight. You know, taking it dominantly against WNZ, but Roosters just taking absolute control, and no way for Mishmash to get in the game just yet.
Yeah, they've been on their back foot from the very beginning, and honestly, like, I was waxing lyrical a little bit about their executes was Roosters, but we saw it right there. That's like exactly what I was talking about for Roosters. They got onto the site, they planted the spike in a 5-on-3. Nobody died. But oh, look at the double boost of Cloud going up in the air. It didn't work out, but that's a cheeky little spot if I have ever seen one.
Yeah, that's one of those that you just don't expect. And if Ban was, I don't want to say a little bit more away, because obviously he's been popping off tonight, you know, but just a little more maybe expecting it. You know, that could have been actually really bad for Hunt, but as it goes out, there was no trade through, as the Hunter Spirit just come through from Roosters. Crash holding close and guarding to watch. He's hearing the footsteps there as well. He sees the gun, but it doesn't matter. Triss with the reactions of an absolute cat. What I can't think of anything that has as fast as reaction as Trisk at the minute, because he goes under, he gets himself another with the help of Shura and Absent. He's gonna get a kill with the shard through the door. He holds that window, and now Trisk, his reactions run out on him as Absent gets himself two. But Ban again just bans Absent from this round.
Ban has an operator right there. He could have peeked it with the operator, right? No, he pulls out the deagle, pulls out the sheriff. It's like style points for me. I'll take those.
yeah.
And I mean, look at these kills, right? Ban and Trisk, 11 and 12 respectively, and they have more kills, I think, than the entirety of the rest of the server. I haven't done the math on this, but just by the looks of it, I'm pretty sure the entire server doesn't quite have the 23 kills between the two of them. If
we're talking both teams, there definitely is the 23, but you know, they add into the kill tally as well. They have more kills than everybody on the side of Mishmash put together. Oh, he's going to come through the smoke ban, though. It does pull back, takes a little bit of aggression from everybody on the side of Mishmash through the smoke. It's going to be a double smoke, and somehow he survives through that. He sees the Phoenix and quick to his left, but doesn't actually go for the kill. Just holding again. Another close angle is Shura, this time with the operator, and Ban with the Vandal. Yeah, the reveal's there, and Trisk just finishes the round.
Out of charges.
Yeah, because as soon as he started saying that, you know, I started mathing up the scoreboard in my head. So that's 13 kills on the side of Mishmash, and everybody else, what's that? 13, 16 kills.
Yeah, just
the
barely.
3 remaining players on Roosters.
Okay, to be fair, that's 29 to 27. 27 kills between Ban and Trisk. 29 for everyone else. So, you know, I will grant that I was a little off, but the point
you were
still
close.
stands. Yeah, I
absolutely.
mean, they're popping off, and they're just doing it in such incredible fashion. And look at the economy here: 8,400, 8,500 on the back of Trisk and Reckabonkers, as well as a cool 7K plus for everybody else on the side of Roosters. They have not been having to worry about anything. It's been, you know, 4 players, 5 players, at the worst 3 players surviving out of every single one of these rounds. And even the purchase in from Mishmash this time around, it's a little bit shoddy. You've got to, speaking of shoddies, pick up the shotgun onto Haunt. He's got to make sure that he gets some utility, and it's cost him a lot. I mean, he's only got the Bucky, and I mean, sure, the Bucky's a good weapon, but it's not what you would love to have.
No, definitely not, especially when you need to be looking like you are. In terms of the team compositions, if we're bringing it back to MOBA terms, like Dota 2, League of Legends, you see the Jet players as the carry of the team, or at least I do it anyway. Yeah. So Hon, and again, we know it's a substitute, so and I wouldn't put it on everybody, on all on his shoulders anyway. You know, it is a team game, but you can just see that Ban's comfortable with the pick. You know, he knows where he's playing with the Jet. He knows the angles. It was cute of Haunt there with a double boost to try and go for that play above on the A site, as G was going to actually be able to clean house. Neprox gets the kill onto Crash. What's he going to be able to do here? Neprox needs to get himself out. That's going to be the good paranoia. And Jiva, though, gets the kill onto Shura. Holding that close angle. It doesn't really matter. He's got himself a Vandal, and Mishmash to get themselves the first round of the game.
I'm getting some throwback vibes here to the prior matchup against Roosters, because this is kind of what it took for the likes of the Wolves of Hell to get onto the board. It took a quad kill. That time it was Pain shot, but this time from the likes of Jiba. So I'm getting a little worried here, Rob. Mishmash, they looked strong in their semifinal, but genuinely Roosters seem to be a bit of a different beast. Now this is Roosters pick on Ascent, so you know we could see a different Haven, but I'm not quite convinced. Not quite yet. I need to see a little bit something more. I need to see a bit more fight from Mishmash before I say that maybe they have the chance to come back in this, because it's looking absolutely brilliant so far from Roosters.
Yeah, and that was a great drone boost there coming out from the side of Roosters, just to spot out the entirety of the A site. To see the word Trisk once again just pulling the headshots out of nowhere. It is intangible though. Finally though, once he comes out of that intangibility, Crash was there to crash the party and just crash Trisk's round out. Rickabonkus looking to push in. Window is open, so he's going to be able to get out. He gets himself one. Is it going to be the follow-up here now as well? It's going to be the off shot coming through from Horn. Horn is going to be able to find that angle. He's not. Rickabonkus gets it through the wall. So that's a free up, but he opts to keep his Vandal, and now Rickabonkus gets the clone kill onto Crash. So it's Rickabonkus' turn to pop off in this round, and it looks like Mishmash, what are they going to do? Because it's going to be a B plan, but the door is closed, so he doesn't need to worry about anybody coming through from that side. He can close... Sorry, hold that angle. Look for a pick before he tries to open that up. He gets the one. Where does he go from here? Flashes the day. It's going to be a good one as well. But check that, man. Check ban, because that was gross. He was
last round before the hash.
Flicks and gets the headshot with a classic.
That was disgusting. I mean, you can't even plan for that. Like, if you're the defense there, you're just like, well, you throw your hands up and you say, well, he's just better. He just is. There's just nothing I could do. He was blind. He couldn't see, Rob, and he still got the kill. But yeah, I mean, Mishmash able to get one round on the board, but the follow-up not really there. And so now it's just fully the driver's seat are Roosters. They have not taken their foot off the gas, not one time, and it's just a B rush incoming.
Oh, absolutely. I love that angle. I hold that angle all the time. It's just a pain to get out of once you get that first pick, and Trisk does punish him there. Absent. He gets at least one, though. It's going to be a 3 versus 4. Jiba holding the angle to look through if anyone's going to push through onto defender spawn into that corridor. In fact, Haunt gets the kill onto Trisk, and now Jiba's going to be free to push through. Gets himself a Vandal of his own. But Jiba with the run back. Yeah, he's going to be able to get a little bit of information around the boathouse. Ban's going to try and do the damage. He takes down Slim. But Horn inside the boathouse, the Cloudburst comes out. He's looking for that close angle. The push through, he sees the gun. He's going to be able to take down Rickabonkus now as well. He makes it a 2 versus 1. But that's still in favor of Rooster's back of sight before the smoke comes through. He's able to get a little bit of information. He gets one. Can he get the last one? He's got it down to 1 versus 1. He's got no health. The knives comes up, but he's just a little too short. Netflix cleans up the...
Switching sides.
It was a clever play, though, throwing the knives out and immediately bursting in and throwing yourself up into the air. It took Netflix a little bit, but he had that little health that one bullet did the job.
Man, I'm just flabbergasted at how quick Netflix was on that. I mean, the ability to reacquire the target after, I mean, it's the speed of light. I mean, you can't see it. It's just the dash of wind, and he's able to reacquire that target. Knows exactly where he's running. And like you said, a valiant effort from Han. It wasn't a bad play. It was just that Netflix made a better one, and thus we're at 11-1 in map number 1 of this grand finals. Roosters looking unstoppable. But this pistol is important. Mishmash need to pick it up if they want any chance of getting back into this on their attacker.
See, they're looking for mid control. He's trying to shoot down. He's actually taking a little bit of damage here, and Trisk's taking up way more. So Slim gets a kill onto Ban. That's going to be great for trying to control the rest of the round, taking it down. And you can see Trisk 1 bullet, and she will go down. Trisk will go down there as well. Slim, again, they're just holding this mid. They're just keeping the protection there. Looking for those flanks, for those late pushes up, but Trisk gets the kill onto Slim, and now he's going to get all of his life back and a little bit of pseudo armor there as well as Haunt. Gets the kill onto Shura, onto the site, and Haunt taking down the Rickabonkus with a close classic kill. Rickabonkus, it was a good start there from
Match
Mishmash,
point.
but they just couldn't hold on to the rest of the round.
Yeah, it was a couple players still sitting over at A, and really a stalwart defense from Roosters to pick those up. And so now it is the investment from Mishmash as it is Matt Point, but realistically, this is going to be a difficult one to find. But you never know. You know, we've seen weirder things happen, and it is pretty much the same purchase on either side, with maybe some exceptions, absent with just this sheriff. No one else has that sheriff in hand, but maybe he is the sheriff in town.
Yeah, Tristan's going to get really aggressive once again with the backup of Banner, and they're going to be able to get one. Does Horn want to go back in onto this? Because there's going to be the push from Silver now as well. And it's just the SMG spray coming through. Horn wants to hold that angle. Neprix gets taken down in mid by Jiba. And this is great drone play looking through the bad windows. Unfortunately, can't fly through, but Trisk will get a kill onto Slim here. So actually going to carry on getting aggressive. He gets one, he gets two. He gets the quad. He's looking for the fifth. But Ban's closest, and Shura takes it away from him.
Win.
What a dominant showing from Roosters in that first game. And this is the grand finals, Rob. This is for all the marbles. You cannot be dropping maps in that nature here in the grand finals. Mishmash Gaming, I think they need to go back to the drawing board. They probably need to, I don't know if who the coach is over there, but if I'm that coach, I am having a conversation. I'm saying, listen, boys, we have to get back into this game. This is for everything. And listen, we had a rough one. It happens. That's over there. We're not thinking about it anymore, and we're going straight into map number 2, and we're making them fight for it, and we're going to come back. It's going to be a 3-map series. That is got to be the mindset coming in, but look at these statistics, Rob. This is just impeccable stuff. Trisk is continuing the domination that we saw on Haven in the last series into Ascent on this series. He had 472 combat score. That's insane.
Yeah, that is completely ridiculous. And like you say, Mismatch, they just need to reset here. You know, they just need to clear the minds of that last game. It's the map coming up now as well. So they've got to know, right, we know our executes, we know our game plan. They stick to that, they push on. And that's where they can really make the impact. You know, maybe get inside Roosters' heads a little bit. But Roosters, like you say, they've just been showing why they take on top 30 teams. And even if Mishmash lose this next match, I think it's great footage for them, you know, to be able to go back, look at the game tapes and say, right, this is where we go wrong, this is where we could look to improve. And if you play against a team that is going head-to-head with the tier 2s, the tier 1.5 teams, depending on how you call them in the, you know, in Valorant, you know, it's still great practice. And this is something that all teams need. You know, they need even these scrims, this practice to say, oh, teams do this, so we should look to adapt this way, or, you know, we can improve that way. So again, nothing on Mishmash. If they don't pull it off, you know, it's still good for them that they've got the practice in, that they've got it. But yeah, it is their map. You know, that they are looking to pull it back. They're looking to get at least a few rounds, maybe try and take the game, which I look forward to seeing. Hopefully we do get a game 3 out of this.
Yeah, I hope so. A stat that I wanted to pull out really fast before we hit to a break was between the first bloods. There was 11 first bloods between Trisk and Ban. There was 3 for the entire rest of the server. The entire rest of the server, both teams, 3. That just goes to show how dominant Trisk and Ban were on to that map number 1. But we are going to be getting into map number 2 shortly. But first, we're going to take a quick little break. We're going to get ready for that. And in the meantime, make sure you refill your drinks, get your snacks, and settle in for a nice little map 2. We'll be right back.
Hello, and welcome back. We're going to get ourselves into the second game. And again, hopefully Mishmash can just pull something out of the bag here, surprise Roosters. Vincent, is there any particular strats, you think we should be looking out for? Because you say you've watched a little bit of Roosters. Trisk and Ban like to get aggressive on the defense. They like to push out. We only saw it for one round in that last game because every other round went their way. Is that something that Mishmash have to be aware of here as well?
Absolutely. I mean, we watched Haven in the last series, and it was the aggression from Roosters that really put their opponents on the back foot. It made it difficult. I mean, it's as if you're getting pushed so hard that what is a relatively large map feels so small. You have nowhere to go. You feel like there's a shroud closing in around you, and you can't do anything. It's hard to breathe. That's the way the aggression has been coming through from Roosters in the prior matchups, and I don't think we're going to see that stopping at all here, Rob. I think that when it comes down to it, on the defense, Mishmash need to not afraid to get aggressive on their own. On their attack, they need to be able to play their defaults effectively. And if they don't, they need to understand what their win conditions are and where they want to execute. Because it was in the prior game, there was just no executions coming through that really put the nail in the coffin. So I would like to see that sort of adjustment from Mishmash Gaming if they are able to make any changes on this map of Haven.
Yeah, and we can see it's pretty much the same lineup all night here for the side of Roosters. They're happy with the Reyna, they're happy with Jet, Omen, Cypher, Sova lineup. And again, the difference is the Phoenix Razor. Razor's a different game. Razor is completely something else. And we'll not get into that. Yeah, the Reyna and the Phoenix are just the two swap ups. So like you're saying, this is just a comfort pick, right? How popular in the main NA meta is the Phoenix pickup? Because I think in EU it's kind of dropped off a little bit.
Well, I actually think that it's dropped off in EU because of how good the likes of the flashbangs coming from the breach are. But I think it's still pretty popular here in NA. But nonetheless, what else are we going to expect from Roosters? Like, if it ain't broke, don't fix it, right? you don't want to fix something that's working perfectly for you, and I don't blame them. That makes perfect sense to me, and I think it makes perfect sense to them. The interesting thing is, Sheba, on the Phoenix, I don't think that it's a bad pick. It's just different, It's really what it comes down to.
Yeah, and you can see immediately Reyna was in the B doorways just looking for the Leah and then to try and force out. But he might actually be able to push into the garage. See, the drone is here from Crash. He just saw, but the dart is going to miss. So Rickabonkers just needs to back himself away. The drone, shock dart, doesn't actually do a whole lot of damage. He's going to do a little bit here now as well. But Rickabonkers is able to trade this out with the right clicks from the classic Horn. Wasn't able to do enough damage to take him down. Neprix with one more kill and Crash. They are on site here now. They've got themselves one more trade-off. So it's a 2 versus 2, but Absent, it's not going to be the damage to the box, and Ban's going to be able to do it. He gets himself a dash to forwards, he lifts himself up into the air, and from the back side, the flank from Garage Tunnel, Trisk gets the kill, and once again, Ban and Trisk just setting themselves up and executing between each other for a great peak play, though.
And a team ace from Roosters. That was just well played. The aggression there to just do the updraft, right, and the cloudburst onto site was just ridiculous, right? Sure, you have the player coming through, so it wasn't that insane, but it was still super aggressive and really what we've come to expect from Ban thus far in this series. And so not stopping at all as round number 1 goes their way. Of course, best of 3 series. This is the second map. Roosters up 1 after our break. And it's really up to Mishmash in this anti-ego round to see if they can do anything at all on this attack.
Yeah, look at this. The recon ball instantly destroyed from Trisk. Horn just needs to be careful about this close angle. The smoke comes out, but I don't think it's too deep. And Ban Trisk to get themselves 2. Neprix even joining in the fun here as the intangible comes out from the Reyna. And Ban just wants to push forward. He picks himself up a classic because he doesn't want to reload. Because why not? When there's guns on the floor, you don't need to reload. Slim from the window. I think they're trying to trade this off. The right clicks coming out from Ban. That wasn't enough. Slim gets at least 1, and Trisk follows up. Yeah, that was... It was kind of... I don't know why Ban went for the right clicks on the classic and, kind of traded himself out, but it still worked.
I know why. I'm aware. It was for the memes, Rob. You gotta do it for the memes. Always for the memes. But you know what isn't a meme? this purchase from Mishmash. They do have the weapons. They have got everything that they could want into this round, and so with that, it is going to be the bonus round. I mean, you got a judgment time for Ban. I do like this a lot. Judge is just so much fun to watch and play with, but it is, of course, a cruel mistress. Not always so effective, is it?
Yeah, if you guess the right site, you know where they're going to be coming from. You can, it's super effective. But the second you're like, crap, they're not on this site, I have to move somewhere else. It's like, well, now I'm just in a long map of corridors. He does get one though. Horn's going to be able to get the kill to Shura and trades it out for the Vandal. It's holding close as well. Is he going to try and wait for the push from Slims? But does he pick this angle? He does. He's able to get the kill there as well. So Ban taken down, and that is going to be some great work from Mishmash. They have the player advantage. Trisk, who's in the window there as well. Look at the Silver trying to throw the darts close. And he actually gets to kill Rickabonkers onto Horn because there was 3 stacked up in that bottom corner under window. And Rickabonkers is going to be loving that, so it evens it up. It's going to be a little bit of damage now as well. Cypher's not got a whole lot of health left. In fact, Slim does go down. Crash gets the clutch effort, drops down, but Rickabonkers can't land on the box as there is 2 under heaven. And Trisk, how's he going to pull this off? They're both on half-ish health. Is he just going to keep them pinned in? Maybe try and force these guns out. He's looking for it. Trisk, he finds one. He finds the angle. He's going to be able to peek and pick. He doesn't swing wide enough. And Jeeba's able to get that kill onto Trisk.
Comes down to the 1v1. But Jeba and Mishmash respectively pick up their first round. And what is honestly the first round in a little while for Mishmash in the series. They were struggling a little bit there at the very end. But now the purchase is back. That was a bonus round for Roosters, and it came right down to the wire. So this is where things get serious. This is where you really see the rubber meet the road and find out who has the advantages. Sure is forced on to a SMT of his own, but it's rifles everywhere else, and operator as well. And well, Ban is doing Ban things. This man is incredible.
How do you counter that aggression? Do you just need to hold back? Is there any way to just say, right, we know they're going to push either garage doors, Trisk likes to come down B ramp. How do they try and deal with that?
Throw a flash, throw a Molotov. I mean, sure, you don't have one, I don't think, on this roster, considering what you're playing, but throw a flashbang, throw a paranoia. I mean, throw anything to stop him. I mean, you gotta stop him.
Oh, Hunter Shuri comes out from Rickabonkers. He's just going to be throwing it through towards the attacker's side spawn. 36 health left on him there as well. Crash, they're going to come through A. Well, we do have the Cypher in the window. He pops the trap. Is he going to try and fight through that? He's not, because there is going to be a smoke from the omen there as well, but he just gets a blind shot as the reveal. Oh, I think that was actually from a trap wire, maybe, because he was revealed for a second, and then immediately the Cypher deals the bullets, deals the damage, and gets the kill. So they're going to be holding close here. Jeeber. He's going to swing wide. He does swing wide right into the operator there of Ban. Crash, though, does take down Rickabonkers that was backing Ban up. But Shura, from the window, from the drop down, easily mops up the last single player on the side of A, on the site of A, and Mishmash. This is their map, but they're just struggling to find those executes.
Yeah, and just incredible play there from Shura, who was on the Cypher, playing that to perfection. In addition to the defensive setup on the backside, not even allowing, like, sure, it would have been good for the retake too, but you don't even need the retake because Mishmash are forced to push and just find some information based on the fact that it's just a 2 versus 4, and it's just perfect setups from Roosters. They aren't even bothered at all by the site being fully taken.
Knives comes up from Ban. There's going to be 3 coming through the tunnels, but 2 go down before he can even get it. The classic shots. He's actually going to be taken down here. Horn gets a good couple of right clicks off, and Ban couldn't get his weapon out in time. He's just trying to rely on those knives. Absent. Just blinks back. Trisk with the kill onto Horn, and, well, it's a Marshall. Is he going to really dole out the lore in this? No, it doesn't happen. Absent just gets taken down long range from the Phantom, and Roosters pick up another round.
Yeah, eco round done and dusted, and now Mishmash, they're back on the rifles, but this is key. This is important. They are playing for their tournament lives here in the grand finals. They need to pick up this map, do Mishmash, and they're down 4-1 in what has not really looked like a close affair. Ban still back on this operator. It has been incredible. And look, this time, it's towards A. I mean, ban is just everywhere and nowhere at once. It's just really impressive. And so we do see a tactical timeout come through for Mishmash. And this is the right decision, Rob. You want to make sure that you have a plan coming into this round, and you want to make sure that you execute it perfectly, have some time to talk about it, and make sure that you can actually do that.
Yeah, they just need a mental reset. You know, they started off all right. They've been getting a fair few trades, but like you say, Triscan, well, Ban's actually down. It's holy crap! I didn't notice that on the scoreboard. Everybody but Shura has 5 kills, so it's not even Triscan Ban carrying Roosters through on this. You know, there is a good even trade between the entire team here on the side of Roosters. You know, they're executing. They know where they need to be defending. They've got their angles down. Just again, they need to be worried because Trisk does get super aggressive on this B push, but more often than not, he's got Ban backing him up, and you know it's a coin flip whether Ban's going to be backing him up from the garage doors or not. So you have to be aware from that. You know, you can't just push through from the side of mid lane doors on the attackers. Oh, Ban gets a great art shot, and just the drop in bodies with the op here.
He's incredible. His aggression is unmatched at this point.
And he's holding this is if you're going to be pushing, especially with an operator, you know, this is the angles that you need to be closing. Trisk, again, another pick just from B ramp. He's not swinging wide with his gun, you know, he's not trying to push into 3 or 4 sight lines at once. He gets the one sight line, holds a tight angle, and then knows immediately if he's in danger how he can use the pullback with the jet. Jiva, what's he gonna do? He is surrounded. He's just, I don't know. He throws out his mod. He actually did get the kill with the Immolate there onto Rickabonkers, but it still cost them the round.
Yeah, Hot Hand's pretty effective for the kill, but not for the round. And so now, I mean, this is back to the drawing board for Mishmash. They took the tactical timeout, but it was not very effective. And really, it was Ban who made that happen, because when you take those tactical timeouts, usually you have a plan, right? But when someone goes down immediately, your plan is interrupted before it can even begin. And so,
what's the saying? Everybody has a plan until they get punched in the face.
Yeah, that's a very effective one, and that's what it was for Mishmash right there. They got punched in the face with the op, and they were like, "Oh, well, what do we do?"
Yeah, Hunt does have his knives out. He's making the play through, just holding the distance here. As the Immolate drops, there's not going to be anyone on A shot. Oh, he's going to try and get there with the updraft as well. There's going to be a cloud burst, but Shura again through the smoke, able to claim 1 kill. It's only going to be on to Slim, so there is still the knives available. Shura's going to go mental here, though. Trisk joining in with the kills, drops down onto the window. Even Netflix getting in on it, gets the swing, and takes a good, clean round there. Knives weren't even effective for Horn.
Okay, Rob, I'm incredibly worried for Mishmash now. Before I was worried, but now I have full-out concern. There's creases on my face, and my brow is furrowed. Like, that was basically a perfect execute from Mishmash. They did everything right. They used all their utility to perfection, and they cleared out all the angles. They got the site, and they lost in a flawless fashion. Not a singular defender went down for Roosters, and Mishmash, they had nothing.
Yeah, I mean, they're going to go back for the A execute here now as well. It's going to be 4 pushing up, but Shura, he's mixing it up. He is under now as well. There's going to be the running back coming through, and Jet immediately dashes through. And now, the hijacking, he gets himself 2. Can he get himself 3? Can he get himself 4? He's stacking these kills up. He's just looking. I don't think he gets aggressive here. He's going to be able to see. Gets it through with the wall bang there as well. Just on the corner of the wall. Can't get the ace. But Slim. Yeah, Rickabonkers was just there to help get that trade off. And I think there was going to be a rotation through on the long side from the rest of Roosters as well. So he was caught in the trap, the Slim. And there was no way to get out, even if he denies the ace from Shura. You know, the rest of Roosters were great on responding for the rotations.
Yeah, Shura now leading everything at 10 and 3 off the back of the quad kill. as it's yet another shoddy purchase for Mishmash. They were able to pick up the one, but it's really not been anything at all, as we're currently 5 rounds out from that 1 round gained. And it's been nothing but roosters. It's banned yet again, the aggression. Finally, that's the kind of smoke that you need to throw out in order to kind of put the kibosh on the push coming through. And that was intelligent. There is some swap ups happening for Mishmash, and they're making adjustments. This is good to see.
Yeah, but you can see Trisk still super aggressive pushed out. You can see the elbow. He gets the kill. He's going to be able to make himself a second kill from that. Gets himself the overheal now as well. 28 overheal, the full 100 health in the armor to go with. Bonkers, does he want to be trying to push out? I think... Oh, Horn is just holding a further angle away from the door, but look at this. The shot's coming through as Horn passes over. And Bonkers is going to be able to get the kill into Absent. That game sense is immense from the side of Roosters. Just holding angles and just thinking, maybe there is still someone there. Maybe I can get a quick... I've got the rest of my team backing me up.
One enemy remaining.
Shura gets the trade onto Jiba. He does take down Trisk, but Bonkers with the aggressive push through knows the rest of the team are still up. So even if he goes down, it's still a 3 versus 1. Takes it to 8 to 1. Mishmash. Maybe they do a little bit better on defense, but at the minute, Roosters are ruling the roost here. And I don't know how Mishmash get themselves back into the game.
Yeah, 8-1. I mean, I think we talked about this at some point in a prior matchup. 8-1 is kind of a scoreline where I start to think, this is not becoming unwinnable, but becoming like you have to be so effective and not really lose any more rounds that it becomes so much more harder. And so Mishmash, they've got to do that here, but Van is doing the things that Van does, and he's opening it up with a pick.
Yeah, they do get the kill onto Trisk on the side of Mishmash, so that's going to be a good opener for them. So 4 versus 4, Plan is still up though. The TP comes around, Jiba's going to go with the flash outside. Can he get it onto the side because there is still 3? It's actually all 4 of them. I think it's all 4 stacking up. Yeah, the Netflix gets taken down through the push. So Short starts to go back through. There's going to be the hijacking coming through. Crash gets a plant. No, Crash does not get that plant because Short gets the kill and Slim trades him out. And now it's Slim's turn to plant. The shock arrow comes out, but it's actually not going to be enough damage to stop that plant now as well. Bonkers pushing through onto the scene, but it's going to be that 3 versus 2. Is he going to force a load of 1 versus 1 angles? Absent does hold this, so if Bonkers wants to push through, it's going to be that 3 versus 1. He reveals himself now as well. You've got to go for the double peek. It's actually going to be a 1 versus 1 angle now as well. Just waiting for Phoenix to get back onto the side, but again, Jiba, it's... Oh, he hits the reload and knows it's safe to peek out, but you had 3 players there, and you just brought it down. Instead of a 3 versus 1, you brought it down to 1 versus 1, 1 versus 1, 1 versus 1, and he only got it because of that reload sound cue.
Yeah, again, worrying signs for Mishmash. They do pick up the round, but you just can't be allowing for your opponents to get 1v1s like that. It's a classic how to play, a multi-person versus 1 situation, right? You don't give them any 1v1s. You make sure they're peeking into 2, 3 players at the very least, and you push through. But Mishmash allowing for that to happen, and are we surprised that Ban is in yet another position? He hasn't been here yet, and he's just continuing it.
Yeah, the recon bolt won't spot him out either now as well, so it looks like maybe the Silver... Yeah, okay, he's going to be backing off here, Crash. I thought he might have just got a little bit of confidence to push through because he couldn't see Trisk. Now, Pritz, looking for the trade down C long. Shura just got that A site covered with his cam. Slim taking it slow and steady. Horn backing him up here now as well. But the cages are down there as well. The camera's out. They're going to come through tunnels on the side of A. Looking towards the A ramp. I think he just gets a little bit of vision as they peek out now as well. Sure, the smoke comes out from the side of Mishmash. They're going to be pushing aggressively onto the site. Sure, doesn't know where to fire now as well, but he does still get a kill. Ban with the AWP can't get the vision. And Shura just shooting down and in. Jiba getting aggressive, pushing through into the defender, but there's going to be 2. That's the peak that he needed. That's the teamwork. You take it from both angles. Fortunately, there for the side of Mishmash, it wasn't running back. The Hunter's Fury couldn't swap weapons in time. Chris looking for 2, got himself 3. Looking for the last one. He comes back from the intangible, and that was a great play there from Ban as well. He throws himself in. He gusts himself up into the air, and it just means that Trisk, as he comes out of that intangibility, just gets the perfect angle, and the the distraction from Ban means he gets the kill there as well.
Round in the half.
There's just so much to break down in that round. I could literally make a 20-minute video on that round in detail, but in the little bit of time that we have, first of all, sure. And that shot through the smoke, he was waiting for the audio cue. The cage got popped, and he heard the cage get hit. And so that's when he spams that smoke. That's how he's able to pick up the kill through that smoke and just gets it for free, right? So that's already a 5-on-4. But then the retake from Trisk using the Empress in order to just get away and cancel out the Hunter's Fury. It was a perfect Hunter's Fury, but he didn't get any value because Trisk was there.
Neprik's getting aggressive, but there is going to be a couple of angles. Doesn't matter, he gets at least one headshot. Hornet's going to be able to get the trade. He does. And now pushing in. Hornet is the shotgun. It's not going to be effective as Rickabon because takes him down, but gets caught with his arrow out and his pants down. Trisk with the long flank through. Just needs to be careful that there's no one behind him, though. Does he want to push through? There's no traps to push into here now as well, Trisk. But it looks like at least one, doesn't matter, Absent, couldn't get the trade off. So Slim, that's the second guess. Sure, it's going to be 2 versus 1, and Slim, where's he going to go? Because the spike is out in the open. He has a cage left if he wants to try and use it for a distraction. Pick it up. Doesn't need it. As he gets a kill onto Shora now as well. It's going to be a 1 versus 1. The tripwire comes out onto that great C-long entrance.
Cage triggered.
And now a cage comes out. The cage is triggered. That's going to be time to plant. Oh, did he get the sound cue there? I think he did. So Slim, just on the hunt. He is behind Trisk. Can he get the backstab effectively?
30 seconds left.
He sees it, but he doesn't get.
You forget.
Oh.
I always play high.
I thought Trisk was gonna flick and pop his head there, but Slim
Switching sides.
off the mark to start with. Eventually finds that kill and gets a good round out of that.
Yeah, Slim is playing under our emotions there. Does end up getting a 3rd round, and 2 out of the last 3 rounds on the board for Mishmash. This is a good recovery, or at least what is left of a recovery in the half. Ideally. So pistol round incoming. Mishmash, you would obviously want to win this if you're going to be mounting a comeback. If not, then things become quite difficult, Rob. I would think if you don't get the pistol round, that's really kind of curtains for Mishmash.
Yeah, they need to be building an economy advantage. They need to be building the momentum, the confidence up. And Van's going to go with the right clicks. He actually clicks the wrong corner. Horn just going to hold his nerve. He's not revealing himself just yet. Wait for the push in. Doesn't come. He's hearing the sound cues, but he just hears them back away. And it's going to be an immediate execute onto C, it looks like, from the side of Roosters. Neprix even gets the kill onto Slim, and there's nobody holding the site. So they're going to be able to get a free plant out of this, and now the rotation comes. But look at this. Trish is getting aggressive towards the attacker. Sorry, the defender side. Ali. Ban gets pulled out on Absent. Horn with the right clicks from the classic. That's going to be a great kill. Takes down the 2 big hitters. It's going to be a 3 versus 3. But they do have a decent amount of time here on the side of Mishmash to push onto the scene. Recon arrow. They're going to see the shoulder with the camera. There's going to be the tracking dart that misses from the camera, though. Neprix. Good paranoia comes through. The 2 swing through. That's what they needed. That 2 swing. So it's not going to be a 1 versus 1. Crash gets good. Crash gets killed off. Okay. I was kind of built to Crash gets a good angle. He's got the C-long angle. You can see right down there. But the trade just did not come.
Yeah,
and the Roosters take it to 10.
I think they needed to get in there a little bit earlier, did Mishmash. And that was kind of a key. So I talk about it a lot, right? About how you can really control rotations on the defender side if you're effective at playing the attacker side. That's kind of a key of what happened right there in that round. Basically, the rotations were pretty much all towards A because of the early aggression on that site, but then it was the solo player towards C that was left against 4, and that really turned things around. I
love this from the side of Mishmash. They're like, you want to get aggressive down, mid? Well, we can do that too. They do get traded out there. Ashura finds himself a kill. Got himself a good push in the cage to block most of the doorway there as well. But nobody's going to be pushing through garage. That double stack there, not going to be effective. But they're going to get aggressive and try and push out. It looks like just going to split off, maybe try and defend B. Slim, holding this angle close, but Rickabonkers, is he going to try and get aggressive onto it?
Out of charges. Revealing area.
The recon arrow comes out. He sees him. He spots him. He tries to spray through the Rickabonkers, but
One enemy
he wasn't
remaining.
able to defend the site. And Rickabonkers gets the 3 to finish out the round. And yeah, absent Mishmash, just not able to defend the site as Rickabonkers with the spray.
Yeah, well played from Roosters to pick up that round. It was the 11th now, and like I said, not picking up that pistol is a problem. But this is the time. This is where Mishmash have to mount their comeback, because if we see one more round to Roosters, we're sitting at grand final point. There's no more potential to go down any additional rounds, and so Mishmash with the weapons, they've got it all to do.
Yeah, Trisk is, again, he's just going to hide himself in the smoke. The recon arrow comes out, but it doesn't spot him. Rickabonkers gets taken down by Horn. The attention was pulled there. That was a great bait and switch, so Horn could get the kill onto Rickabonkers. Ban making his way up. Again, 3 points off that ultimate. Slim is making the noise because he sees the head pop up there as well, so there is going to be a cloud burst coming out. Shura gets the kill onto G-Bear now. I think this is just going to be another C execute. The paranoia there as well, covering the sight line. So Absent gets 1 kill, he gets 2. He's going to be traded off by Shura. And Ban, does he go for the push through the garage? He's just going to go from C long, you know. As Crash, the shock dart, where does that actually land? It obviously not able to get a kill out of that, but that was an interesting just over the top shock dart. Horn, it's going to be the 3 versus 2. They do have the man advantage. The health on the side of Roosters, it's not the best now as well. Another cloud burst comes out, but Ban, he sees the direction. Is it going to be a 2 push into?
One player remaining. One player remaining.
Excuse me? Ban gets... I don't even know how they did that.
I think it was basically just 2 kills right off the bat for Roosters. They were able to get the initial frag, and then there was a trade out, but it was Ban who had just played it sneakily, had made his way around on the site, not been spotted out by the opposition, and that was really all she wrote in the 3-on-2. As it is now grand final point match point for Roosters. They're sitting at 12. Mishmash only 3. They would have to find 9 in a row in order to get back into this game.
The Hunter's Fury will fly out. I don't think it actually did anything, but Slim's going to be able to get the trade onto Horn with the knives as well onto Ban, but Trisk with the trade off. Crash needs to relocate on the site. Neprik's going to come through with the Odin, and he's just going to be the Omen with the Odin, looking to make something happen as Trisk gets the kill onto Absent. It's not looking great for Mishmash. They've got 2 agents left alive. No ultimates available though, and the Empress is there to peek out with his shoulder. He makes it a 1 versus 2. Trisk closes out the round, closes out the game.
Man, just what incredible play from the likes of the Roosters. They were dominant, and we saw that in map 1. We saw that in map 2. It's no surprise that that's what we saw. And genuinely speaking, I mean, Mishmash, they're no slouches. They aren't bad players. There is just a significant difference between a team like Roosters, who's been playing against the best of the best, and a team like Mishmash, who is not quite able to stand with those the likes of those players. And there's nothing wrong with that. You got to go back to the drawing board. You got to practice back up and work that out. I mean, realistically, that just goes down to having the defensive pushes down pat. You saw the rotations coming through for Roosters every single round. They had some play that they were going for, some set execution, even on their defensive side. And a lot of teams don't think about that. A lot of teams aren't worried about that, but that is key, especially on Haven and particularly on Ascent. And so with that, Roosters, grand finalists and winners here of the Black Friday Bowl. And it's been an incredible one, Rob. Final thoughts there on that game?
It was impressive how Trisk and Ban, like you say, how they were aggressive on the defensive side, how they knew where to push, but it wasn't just them. You saw the silver recon hours come through. Anytime that Banner was pushing through garage doors with the op, there was a recon hour in front. They were scouting out. They weren't leaving them solo. There was the rotations. They'd rotate in packs. They'd hunt in packs. They'd look for to make their advantage count when it's a 2 versus 1. They'd both swing a 2 angle. Make it impossible to trade from different sides. They go up the flank, make it impossible to trade, and cut out the 1 versus 1s and make sure, like I said, they use that advantage. And yeah, Roosters incredibly impressive. Nothing to take away from Mishmash. There was some great plays. There was hints of good plays in there as well. I'm looking forward to seeing more. But that means Roosters, they, like you say, they win the Black Friday Bowl, and they need to come back now and defend against the other contenders in the Basic Friday Bowl whenever that starts to come out. So
the Basic Friday, I love it. It's beautiful. Well, I want to just go into one, maybe 2 last things, but first, who is the MVP of this grand finals? I think we've got to pick somebody out, Rob. For me, I think it's got to be Trisk, with maybe Ban as a secondary to that. But Trisk really stepped it up throughout the entirety of this series.
Hang on, let me find a coin so I can decide between Trisk and Ban. They were both great. I don't think there was much separating them. In terms of playmakers, in terms of finding the kills, Trisk and Ban right up there. But again, they were supported by the rest of the team. They were enabled by the rest of the team to help them get those kills, for the rotations. So, yeah, I'm going to let Trisk and Ban fight it out between themselves, and I can't believe it. What time are we on now? It's 20 to 3 in the morning. We're finishing earlier. I was expected to go through till like 4 or 5 in the morning. What am I going to do now for the next 2-3 hours?
I know. I can't believe you've been put in this situation. How dare Bryce put you in this situation? But nonetheless, we are getting ready to call it a night. Let you get some sleep. I have to be up early myself. But
sleep? There's still 5 hours of video games to be played here.
Well, 5 hours of video gaming for you, maybe some nice bedtime for me. Nonetheless, it has been a pleasure. My name, of course, is Vincent. Rob was my co-commentator for the entirety of this evening, but we're not the only ones here. We're on camera, but there's people behind the scenes making everything happen. Brycero, of course, this is his event. He put everything on, organized the whole thing, and that's a whole lot of work. And a big shout out to him, as well as I'm Just Guy, who was doing the stream in the other semifinal, the initial one. If you take a look at social media, all of that information was out there, so you can make sure to drop a follow and just communicate over there with him. But also doing observing here in the grand final was doing some amazing observing. I mean, we all watched it together and absolutely beautiful stuff. So shout out to both of those guys. They were incredible throughout this. Rob, anything last that you want to throw out there before we get going?
I'm just looking forward to the next one. Seeing some more NA Dota and God, there I go again saying Dota. Oh! I knew I'd do it once. I get it out there once. That's just my default. It comes to casting. Yeah, we're going to see some great Dota today. Looking forward to seeing some good NA rival. I can't see some great NA Dota because there's no NA Dota teams. So let's scratch that off. But yeah, looking forward to seeing some more great NA Valorant and coming back to this, hopefully in the future whenever the next one happens.
Yeah, well, with that, we are getting ready to move on and go. Everyone have a wonderful evening. Thanks so much for tuning in. And with that, we bid our farewell, our adieu, goodbye, and good night.
An earthquake, birds and snakes, an airplane. Lenny Bruce is not a